yeah, Sunday. It's Sunday, yeah. Alright, hello. What's it called? This game, yeah, was like, it was mentioned like a while ago. Is it too loud as well? Let me know. I think it's still too loud. Okay, yeah, the game is just loud. Maybe it's just the title screen, but 55. Maybe I'll lower it a tad more here as well. Alright, is it still loud or is it fine? Well, there's a piano segment now, so. But yeah, what's it called? This game was like mentioned in chat when I was playing The Greatest Attorney a while ago. So I've been keeping an eye on this game for whenever it went on sale, and it went on sale, so I got it. Simple story. What's it called? I've been kind of in an Ace Attorney mood, in a sense. Like, there's like the Edgeworth game coming out. Is it this month? I think, yeah. The Edgeworth game is coming out this month. I won't get it right away. Probably when it's on sale. September. All right, September. Either way, the Edgeworth game's coming out next month then. But I'll wait for it to go on sale. But I've been in an Ace Attorney mood, ish. And also I just wanted to see like how this game is. I'm curious because I haven't really seen too many Ace Attorney like style games. There's like a Toho fan game. I never finished it, but there's a Toho fan game like years ago I played. Is Avian Attorney even Ace Attorney like, or is it just Attorney in the name? I only saw that game, but never like looked into it. But yeah. Like I do wanna. I haven't played not Justice for All. Is it Justice for All? No, that's the second game. It's hold on, Spirit of Justice. That's it. I haven't played Spirit of Justice either, but I'm still contemplating if I were to get the Apollo Justice trilogy, would I play through Apollo Justice and the Dual Destinies game since I have like already played those games. I don't know how that would affect my stream in terms of like how it would affect me streaming it, rather, since I already know, like, I can vaguely remember plot points, and when we get to actually seeing them, it will kind of like, I can't really theory craft if I already know where it's going. So I don't know. We'll see. Like, I have vague memories of the OG trilogy, but it's vague in the sense that if anything gets referenced from those ones as well, it'll come back to me eventually. So yeah, so there's something on that. But yeah, also I heard for this one, I looked at the reviews a little bit. They mentioned like it's not. Well, I see playtimes as well. Like it's around like I see like some reviews around the 20-ish hour mark of playtime, and I see like people mention that the cases aren't as long as like Ace Attorney, and those cases can go for like a long while. Like I've had like some of my longest streams have been because of Ace Attorney. So yeah, at least this one isn't as long from what I know of. I'm curious to see like what they do differently here as well. Like, it's obviously inspired by the game, but I want to see like what else they bring to the table. So I'm curious. All right, let's get started. How long has it been since I last played a visual novel? I think a while, but then again, I guess like reading games, like RPG Maker games. The Lexington Attorney says Spirit of Justice is better than Dual Destinies. Yeah. I heard that, yeah, it's better than Dual Destinies. Part of me does want to play Dual Destinies again, though, as well. I like the Fina from Dual Destinies, so I kind of want to go back to it again. We'll see how we decide to go through the Apollo Justice trilogy one day. We'll see. At the very least, with just 2 days ago. Ha, ha, ha. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. At least with the Miles Edgeworth games, I played like a little bit, but I never finished it, and my memories of that are like especially vague. So yeah, all right. So I don't really remember any twists in that game, really. Actually, no, I don't really remember any like big twists. All right, let's get right to this then. Let me know if the game's still too loud at points as well. It just feels like this. It just feels loud, but let me know if it's too loud still. Alright, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Starting from episode. Okay, cool. Case 1, The Cold-Hearted Aristocrat. I only played a bit of the one where the actor dies. Actor. I don't even remember. The fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them are a clash of souls. Is it a Unity game? Probably. I don't know what engine it's made out of. I don't know. Let me check. If it even says it somewhere. I don't remember seeing it when I booted it, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what game engine it is. On them are a clash of souls. The woman says, I see. Souls brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. Occupation servant, age 34, arcane art none. Okay, yeah, there's some sort of magic thing going on as well. We'll see how that goes. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights, and she was stabbing the victim with a magical sword.
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you testified you saw my client murdering the victim, and you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so. Yes, I could never forget the grisly sight. That moment was burned into my memory. Age 20. Okay, yeah, age 20. Okay, defense attorney, no arcane art. Cool objection scene. I mean, it's more like it doesn't try to hide its inspiration. Let's say it doesn't try to hide it. I see. Well, it's funny you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. Okay, let me check. I think the volume's now low. Let me raise it then. It's more of a jazzy soundtrack as well. I think it's like I saw that the musician for this one, they did like a bunch of like Ace Attorney jazz covers and stuff. What? But yeah, we'll see how this game is different as well to it as well. Oops. How do I get rid of this? Text log. Okay, no, this goes away. Charge blade confirmed. I don't think I saw. Yeah, I've been seeing the weapons a little bit. I'll be accusing the witness of perjury. Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. Age 18, prosecutor. Cool. We'll see what arcane art means at some point. My accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. He knows something. On the battlefield, there are still a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. We have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? Damn it. Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir? By the scaled lord, what did you... You killed him. Alert the town guard. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure her neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. What, sir? Alright, cool. Earlier that day. Okay, cool. We get a cold open right away, so now we just go back to the past. You feel yourself slowly succumbing to unbearable pain. You don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer. Are you sure you're okay, Cuthbert? Ruby Timora. You look like you're about to pass out. Ruby Timora, occupation attorney. Don't worry about me, Miss Timora. I'm fine. You've been riding in a carriage for days. You're definitely not fine. Okay, we're going like for a first-person style. With each bump in the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous. Well, yeah. It's taking every ounce of willpower just to hold down your lunch. Over a second person? I'm perfectly fine, if you say so. You feel the carriage drive over a large bump in the road. You could feel and hear your stomach retching in protest. The stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time. Being out in severe pain. Ha. On second thought. That's better. You take a deep breath of fresh air. It's the first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out. Sorry about this. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be so uneven. I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here. You've been on the road with your mentor for days. Together you've been searching for a man named Flintheart McCoy. Supposedly he's been a voice of dissidence against King Olivier for the last few decades. You have no idea what kind of business Miss Timora would have with him. But you know better than to ask questions about her affairs. Hello travellers, welcome to Cornhaven. A local merchant steps out from one of his nearby shops. He has a wild smile on his face, and he approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of a starving vulture. With a pair of dignified individuals as yourselves, care for refreshing drinks. Those clothes, they must be from the city. He suddenly has a friendly expression, but his thoughts seem very analytical. Okay, so what, we can read minds? Let's see. Equally possible? Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll just have to see then, huh? Well, I don't need a drink, but Miss Timora glances at you, and your stomach rumbles in agreement. Ah, of course. I have just the thing for an upset stomach. With a carriage like that, I bet I could fleece them for a lot. Okay, so we can read minds? Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. His thoughts and emotions are laid bare through your eye of Horus. Okay, cool. But a merchant's expression doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking. You wonder if his full smiles could get any bigger. At this rate, he might dislocate his jaw. How about 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces? 50 SP? You may find the price daunting, but this is organic and fresh-made apple juice. It's just store-bought juice, but I bet it can't even tell the difference. Cool. A bit OP that we have, like, a mind-reading style thingy and you can see emotions. But we'll see where this goes. At the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside the merchant's shop. For basic emojis. Store-bought apple juice. The Cornhaven merchant has a bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside the shop. Suspiciously empty. Note, Tyrion will make mental notes of notable clues he sees in the world. These notes are instrumental to solving mysteries and progressing through the game. Check these notes anytime. Cool. Okay, that's our note segment. Clues, profiles. Cool. We don't have an arcane art, but we have the Eye of Horus, at least. We'll see what the deal with that is. Hey there, welcome. Normally the price wouldn't matter that much to you. Hope you have fun. Cheers. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes, yeah. I'm curious about it, so yeah. Normally the price wouldn't matter that much to you, but you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Alright. Argument. You start an argument with another character. During the argument, your opponent will make claims you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence. And once you run out of confidence, you lose the argument. I'd be keen to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic, but what is it made? Where is it made? It's produced by the hardworking people of this town, of course. I only trade organic products. In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products. Worse than actually turning mainline games, but it's very solid. Yeah. I'm not expecting it like, how to say? I'm not expecting it to be like, how to say? More like, I'm not coming in with like grand expectations, let's say. Not in a bad way, more in the sense that I won't be disappointed, let's say. That kind of thing. For certain claims, you need more like I'm coming in like without bias. I'm trying to rather. Comparisons are inevitable, but I'm trying to approach this with like as least bias as possible. Well, minus comparisons, maybe. We'll see. For certain claims, you need to present a piece of evidence to refute that claim. Present the evidence to retract your claim. Okay. You say that I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? Oh, how did that get in there? Make no mistake, I only have that because I wanted to see how my products compared to that of the city. And let me tell you, that mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product. What an obvious lie. This juice is worth far more than what I'm offering. Honestly, I'm offering you a good deal. Interpreting during arguments. For certain claims, you need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose the correct response depending on the information seen. I don't really see it. P5 has a different kind of jazz style. It's kind of different. I wouldn't say it's inspired, so yeah. But at least they're honest and it doesn't make the game bad. Yeah. It's like they don't try to hide it. Or be like, we're better. Like there's some you know, games that are like, we're inspired by this and we're better than this. That kind of thing. They don't do it like that for this one, at least from what I've seen. Like the inspiration is clear, but they don't like, you know, try to like say, oh, we're better than XYZ. Logic: choose the option if your opponent thoughts contradict something in your notes. Intuition: if your thoughts contradict their claim. If their emotion contradicts their claim. Okay. Tyrion Cuthbert 2. They do plan for a sequel. Okay, cool. Let's see if this one like wraps itself up pretty nicely in of itself. Let's see. I usually only sell this stuff for 5. Use this against claims that contradict the thoughts seen through the eye. Sir, it's obvious those flasks are only worth 5 silver pieces. What? How did you? Cool. We're a bit OP right now, but we'll see the explanation for this. Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man. Right. I'm so thirsty. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a child watching from afar. Her eyes are fixated on flasks of apple juice. How about 20 silver pieces for 3 flasks? Of course, sir. The Kingdom of Wyverngard, established several centuries ago by 7 high archmages. The kingdom is currently ruled by King Olivier de Wyverngard and the mages of his nobility. The nobility will tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness, a land where its people share the wealth and succor provided by the kingdom's magic. Thank you. I haven't had anything like this in years. The child's passing forth tells exactly how much succor the kingdom is sharing. Okay, cool. Societal issues. I didn't know you had such an eye for rural economics. Well, I suppose I just have good intuition for this sort of thing. Or did you use another kind of eye? Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. You should take every opportunity to hone it. But try to be more subtle next time. If I can see through you, others will be able to as well. Right. Alright, well, to see if there's any downsides to this Eye of Horus thing. It feels like it's a bit powerful right now, but we'll see. I did some asking around while you were haggling. Okay, I think it's a bit loud now. Let me lower it again. I need to find the right balance. It's a bit loud. 355. Let me lower on my end as well. Yeah, let me know if it's too loud still. Supposedly Gokoi Tavern should be north of here. If my tip is correct, this should be the place. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern? With the status in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. You find it hard to believe that this is a secret meeting place for dissidents. And now you think about it, maybe that's the entire point. The tavern has been shut for years. Nowadays, Flintheart just uses it to host his rallies. Okay, cool. Revolution, not really revolution yet, but some dissidents against the kingdom. Although I do wonder how they've been keeping themselves afloat for this long. Hey, Hugh Lot, the McCoy Tavern is closed. Okay, this is the guy that dies, I think. The gruff man approaches your carriage as you step out of it. He's eyeing you and Miss Tamora, a clear look of contempt on his face. I take it you're Flintheart, McCoy? I am, what of it? I like the art style. It's more... Yeah, I can't really place it, but yeah, it's a lot more anime. Well, Ace Attorney is also anime. But Ace Attorney has more of a cartoony vibe to it as well. Sorry for not writing ahead of time, but I'm Ruby Tamora. I want to speak with you. Ruby Tamora? This is budget. This is budgetless in the game. It really shows. You have to see reused faceless casts and messy backgrounds. It's so expected from the yeah. It's more like it's not like high budget in that case. It's not as high budget. Looks more Danganronpa than Ace Attorney. I think I've seen some games do that style of like introduction with like the pose by itself and name bar and stuff. Like even outside Danganronpa, I've seen a bunch of games do that. Wait, B? Ruby Tamora? Any animosity he initially had immediately vanishes. He lets out a laugh as if he were meeting an old friend. Why didn't you say so? Come on in. You'd expect someone like him to know about Miss Tamora, but you suppose it makes sense. They both fight against the same enemy, albeit in different ways. Okay, so we're against the kingdom as well then. Because you do incident. Oh yeah. Yakuza does that as well with the name card. Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been. Well, anyway, what brings you here? I take it you didn't journey over this way to see my wrecked tavern. I'm here on behalf of a client. Oh, the RPG Maker game I played a while ago. Noel the Mortal Fate. It's an RPG Maker game I played a while ago. You have a position that you might be interested in. Is there any way we could discuss this more privately? Sure, the kitchen is empty. Wonderful. Tyrion, stay here while I talk with McCoy. What? Don't you need my help? There's no need for that. Like hell, there's no need for that. If she's trying to make a deal with Flintheart, you can easily read his thoughts to help her. Hold on. You can. Okay. I think it's a bit weird that it's in second person for right now. Like, I don't know why it's in second person when first person would have worked in this case. But let's see. You desperately want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that causes you to freeze up. Second warning? I don't know. We'll see. You slowly walk away from her. But it's never been an issue. Yeah, as long as it's good, it works out. You spend some time waiting alone in a tavern's dining area. It's already been hours since Miss Tamora and Flintheart went to talk in the kitchen. You can hear faint murmurs from behind the closed door, even resisting the urge to eavesdrop. Even from here, you can tell their conversation is slowly becoming more frustrated. It looks like they're going to be for a while. Well, it's a good thing you always bring a chess set around. You bring out the small chessboard you've carried around since you were a child. Chess can only be played with one person. And you've always taken advantage of that. I feel like the second person fault lines is weird. As far as it doesn't like it's like this for the entire game. It's weird because Tyrion is an established character. There's no need to like. If it's like I don't know, like a, you know, faceless main character, I guess it'd work. Or it's like second person is like D&D style, like you go to XYZ place, or like you feel like this with the game master. But in this case, like Tyrion is an established character, so it's a bit weird. Checkmate. You win against yourself. This time as black. I've played 10 games already and I've won 7 out of 10 times as black. Tyrion's son is more of a character. Well, Phoenix develops like throughout a bunch of games. Like, especially in like Apollo Justice is also like a really major point for him. Hello? Statistically, White is more likely to win. This game board is literally D&D. Ah, I see. That makes sense then. Yeah, we're like in this like old age fusion with modern aesthetics-ish. Not really, well, modern-ish. Well, I mean, we're in a suit. Tyrion is outright in a suit. In like, not really medieval. Medieval-ish. Fantasy style, yeah. Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud. So why am I performing so much better when playing as black? Hello? You didn't notice her, and you're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them. Isekai fantasy-ish. That kind of like time period-ish setting they tend to go for. Fantasy world setting. Am I being overconfident as white because it has first move advantage? Perhaps the very advantage is affecting my choices, making me play in a suboptimal manner. If a personal quirk is making me play logically, then I need to correct it. Hey. What? How long have you been standing there? It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to get your attention for a while now. Oh, sorry. Do you know where my dad is? Your dad? Flynnhart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste. Celeste McCoy, occupation mercenary. Okay, you're a mercenary? Oh, Flynnhart is talking with my mentor right now. Okay, Tyrion is adopted, it seems then. Well, that's my assumption. He's adopted by, what's her face? There's the text log. Ruby. Oh, I wanted to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done? I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now. You hear Flynnhart and Miss Tamura's voices getting louder and more frustrated, but Celeste doesn't seem to have noticed. Her eyes seem to be focused on your chessboard. This is chess, right? Are you playing against someone? Oh, I'm playing against myself, actually. Oh, that's... You feel a judgmental stare. Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it. Hey, I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself. Ha. 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 But... Relax, I'm just joking. Anyway, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game? Oh, do you know how to play? Oh, Transmutation. Okay, yeah, the first character we see with an Arcane art, at least. Sure, I've read about this before. She's read about it? This table is so dusty. So let's take a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set up her side of the board, but fumbles with the pieces. She stares at one of them confused. How do I arrange these again? A part of you regrets accepting her challenge, but it would be impolite to back out now. Here, I'll arrange them for you. Sometimes you just straightforward redraw poses, you especially see in the first trial. It's like, yeah, Tyrion's like desk slam and leaning in pose. Thanks. Checkmate. You defeat her in 2 moves. Wait, what? Already? How did you do that? You decide against telling her what the name of that mate was. Rematch me. I'm gonna do over. Sure, why not? It's not as if you have anything better to do. Celeste's brow furrows as she tries to decide on her next move. but she hasn't realized that the game is already finished. Here. She moves her knight into a position to attack your queen. She should have stopped your assault on her king, but... checkmate. A scholar's mate this time. In front of the poses. One standing behind witness that. Oh, those ones. I think there is one that felt reminiscent somewhere. I think it was with Ruby. I think one of her arm poses. I can't. We'll see. We'll see when we see it. What? Come on. How'd you keep doing that? Look at the closed door to the kitchen. Flintheart and Miss Tamura's discussion is becoming louder. It doesn't sound like they'll be done anytime soon. Again, I'll definitely beat you this time. For someone who had clearly never played before, he's quickly improving with each game. It's impressive. She's observing your strategies and adapting them to her playstyle. The way she's playing now, she can even defeat a nationally ranked noble. Checkmate. But even so, you've been playing this game for a lot longer than she has. How are you always one step ahead of me? It's like you're reading my mind. As if you'd even need to. Just one more game. I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert. Oh yeah, this pose, yeah. This pose feels familiar from somewhere. I forgot who does that pose. Someone does that pose. Miss Tamura emerges from the kitchen with Flintheart. They both look mentally exhausted. Looks like negotiations didn't go well. Hi, Dad. Oh, hello, sweetie. Flintheart looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides it behind a smile. You wonder what the discussion was about. Edgeworth does that. Ah, that's the one. What's this? Some kind of game? Miss Tamura glances at the piece on the board. Don't feel too bad about listening to him. He's nationally ranked. Oh, you're a professional? Is that why you're wearing a suit? No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney. An attorney? Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way. Aye, sorry for refusing you after you came over this way. I really respect what you're doing, but I don't want anything to do with your mage friends. You wonder what he meant by that. Okay, yeah, it's a common pose to be fair as well, yeah. Okay, cool, but yeah, okay, his daughter can do magic though. So like, I don't know, if he has like some objection to mages, we'll see. Was Miss Tamura trying to introduce him to one of our clients? Anyway, it's getting late. If you leave now, you'll get back to the city until morning. She's right. This region is littered with bandits and brigands. You wouldn't want to run into them this late. He's a kind of... Oh, that's it, yeah. That's it, yeah. It reminded me of that. I was trying to remember what it reminded me of. It was the Moon Matrix, yeah. I guess you have a point. You have plenty of empty rooms that you can stay in until morning. It's the least I could do after you came over this way. Well, it's not too much trouble. We may as well stay here until tomorrow. The tavern is shut down, but we still have some sheets and blankets. I'll get the rooms ready. So 1 sec, BRB. 1 sec. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. The term, was it called amorphism or something? No, it's not that. I remember what you mean, but I can't remember what. It's like, you know, having like rockets in the Stone Age or something like that. I forgot what the name is called though. Celeste and Flintheart leave the dining area to get your rooms ready. You're left in the dining room with Miss Tamora. So I take it negotiations didn't go well? No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. Well, there is one way to find out. Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. That's an obvious lie. We can't read a single thought from her mind. She's had years of practice hiding her thoughts in the Eye of Horus. Okay, cool. So people can, with prep, or maybe, I don't know, we don't know the condition exactly yet, but at least it's not like, at least people can, like, avoid getting mind read. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs, but she seems to have noticed a tension between you and Miss Tamora. Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. Right. Thank you. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Miss Tamora head upstairs. You reach the upper hallway and see the 2 rooms that Celeste prepared for you. Miss Tamora stops before entering her room. The event in the quest? I don't think so. I'll see if I feel like it, but I don't think I am. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't gone around to it yet, at least. You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good? Not at first, but she got a lot better as we kept playing. I'm sorry for leaving you there for so long. I didn't expect the discussion to last that long. No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoyed playing against her. I see. I mean, Tyrion was because I left it last minute, and I was like, you know what, whatever. I don't know what to do this week, so I'll just stream that. We'll see. I suppose you are at that age. No, it's not like that. It's just that outside of tournaments, I never really got to play against another player. And you only ever want to play Shogi against me. Cool, I guess Tyrion has no friends. Really. Because Shogi is clearly superior. It's complete anarchy, is what it is. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer. It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. You start to look at each other. Your decision is already made. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. But there are some things about my work that I can't tell you about yet. But one day I'll tell you everything. Right. I'm sorry for prying. I just want to show you I'm ready to be an attorney. Going back home tomorrow, 6 hours plane trip. Wish you luck. Good luck. Hope have a safe trip. You are. I know you are. The rare praise from your mentor catches you off guard. Anyway, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. Right. You completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. Okay, I guess the guy dies while we're asleep. You lay in bed that the McCoys prepared for you, and as you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. As this happens, you feel something invasive. Your mind drifts away and feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. You're certain that you're dreaming right now, but some instinct in the back of your mind tells you something's fundamentally wrong about this. You see a woman in the far distance. She's staring directly at you. What presence? She's murmuring something, but you can't quite make it out. Is she trying to say something to you? Finally found. I finally found you, Heavensborn. Cool. Cool. Let's see what that deal is later on then. You've jolted wide awake. You can't exactly remember what the woman said to you, but whatever her words were, they send a piercing chill down your spine. Your breath is heavy and your heart is beating at 100 miles per hour. Calm down. It was just a dream. At least, that's what you try to tell yourself. Please, let me explain. I don't want to hear it. You hear the voice of Celeste Flintheart ringing downstairs. It must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about this at this hour? I want you out of my house. Now. Out. A dead silence lingers in the area before you hear someone rush at the tavern. Whoever left slams the door behind them. What is that all about? It's none of your business. You only met those two today. It would probably be better to involve yourself in their affairs. As you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind. Damn it. You slowly make your way out of your room, but the hallway is nearly pitch black. You can barely see a few inches ahead of you. You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flintheart, who is slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness. Sorry, I just heard... Right, I forgot you two were... His words trail off. Is everything okay? Sad and fearful. Sorry, I'm just going to... You awkwardly shimmy past Flintheart, head down the stairs. He doesn't move out of the way. His clearest mind is elsewhere. You arrive at the dining room. We don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly though, it's hard to tell how dark the room is. Celeste? Celeste, are you still here? You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone stand at the door earlier. You guys are drawn to the tavern entrance. Celeste? No answer. Celeste, where are you? Ugh. The merchant you spoke with before steps up from his shop holding a lantern. He appears to be irritated by all the noise you've been making. Oh, you're that kid from before. Do you have any idea what time it is? This isn't the city. You can't make a bunch of noise like this. Alright, cool. So if Thing dies, like, what's it called? Like, we're pretty much eyewitness to, like, Celeste being outside the house if Thing dies at this time. Right, sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy. She's Flintheart's daughter. The merchant's expression becomes a little colder. Do you know them? A jade bracelet? Nice. What do you want of that bastard? The damn mage. What? Those two probably woke up half the street with their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up too. If I hear any more noise, I'm going to call the town guard. Oh yeah, Jade as in the... yeah. Before you can get a word in, the merchant walks back into his room in a huff. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. I can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this. I see your temper is short as ever, Flintheart. You. Honestly, how'd you live in this darkness? Looks so. What are you doing here? How dare you bring that witchcraft into my home? You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking. And what? You came over this way to convince me to stop? You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidence, no harm will come to you or your family. Ha! Your word is as good as dirt. The dirt you lick off King Olivier's boots. So if I'd ever trust a murderer like you... Flintheart, please. As someone you once called a friend, I'm going to ask you one time. Friend? Friend? I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. I don't have the time for your nonsense. Unfortunately, I don't think you have time for anything. Okay, cool. This is clear cut in terms of like, we the audience know what happened here. Unless there's gonna be a twist in the tale. New song teaser? No. Damn it. Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. Oh no, it's that dark, it's in the night, so... I don't know, I don't know, we'll see. It looks like he just killed him, but maybe something else happened in the dark. We'll see. We'll see. To be fair, yeah, it's the first case, but we'll see if there's any twist to this. Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir. By the scaled lord, what did you... You killed him! Alert the town guard. Tell them you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. You've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? Okay, yeah, but we saw the guy still alive, but I guess we don't work as a witness because we're the defense attorney for her. Where is she? What am I going to do now? You hear a faint voice. Could it be... Oh! As you appear behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to hide it with a smile. I've been looking for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up? Yeah. Is everything okay? It's nothing. It's an argument. But the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. I suppose that's none of your business. You said to not pry further. Have you been looking for me all this time? I have. Thank you. But I'm okay now. We should head back. What about you? I think I'm gonna stay out a little longer. You know what? You should mind your own business, but I'm sure whatever happens between you two, stuff you can't talk out. Yeah, now he's dead, so... It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Miss Tamora and I get into fights too. No matter what happens, we're always to talk it out. Sorry, I know it's not my business, but I just... No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. You're right. Let's go back. What? You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. We're now surrounded by several carriages and knights clad in plate armor. Is that the Inquisition? What? The Arcane Inquisition. Order of knights that investigate crimes committed by using magic. As you say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin. What? No. No. She reaches the tavern before you, and before anyone can stop her, takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. She drops to the ground in tears. There she is. Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wormguard Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from his grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, the other knights grab her and begin dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, just as we're trying to break free. Even between the knights, it's taking all of their strength to subdue her. What are you doing to her? What's going on here? Tyrion. Miss Tamora approaches you. You breathe a sigh of relief when you see she's okay. Miss Tamora. Ah, should have known he was one of yours. Stay out of our way. Miss Tamora, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here? I'm surprised myself, but from what I understand, Flint McCoy has been murdered. Murdered? Alright, cool. Okay, I didn't even save. Cool. You follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Miss Tamora, Celeste was the prime suspect for Flintheart's murder, and due to the supposed nature of the crime, her case would be pushed to trial immediately. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic, so why is Celeste the prime suspect? Could she be a mage? This is ridiculous. She has the right to speak to an attorney. Anyway, you find yourself met with another hurdle, a very frustrating one. Yeah, well, we can't let you see her until she's been processed. Her trial's in an hour. How has she not been processed yet? I don't know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help. You need to use the eye to know it's a complete lie. So you're really planning on defending her? Do you know if she can even afford a lawyer? I just can't stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her father like that. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Attorney's runestone has been added to your notes. Every attorney has one, almost like a badge for them. This is... an attorney's runestone? If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. So wait, okay, so Tyrion hasn't done anything, like, no court cases yet, it seems. You've been to tear up. You've wanted one of these ever since you were a child. It's basically a badge of honor, like, for attorneys. Don't cry, Cuthbert. Sorry. Anyway, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. They hate people like us and they do anything in their power to sabotage you. Damn it. You knew it, that they tried to get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do it this blatantly. Okay, the damn it thing is first person. But then it's like, when it turns to second person, it's like the narrator's... It just makes it sound like the narrator's annoyed. What's with all this noise? You're at night from the tavern. Let's Commander Orm White to you, kid. Name Orm White. I had a feeling tomorrow will be sniffing around this case. I didn't expect her to send a kid to do her dirty work. Commander, he says he wants to talk to the mage. And she's got a right to an attorney, doesn't she? Well, she hasn't been processed. Commander White looks confused for a moment. How kind of bullshit are you trying to pull? Okay, he's fair at least. He's fair. Let him through, you idiot. Yes, sir. The knight leads you to the halls of the dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. You pick up the negative emotions of prisoners nearby. It's heavy and almost a crushing feeling. You've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. You never felt this much concentrated despair before. Okay, so he can't just turn off the eye on, like, by himself at least. Oh, it's you. Celeste is lying down on the cold floor of one of the dungeon cells, but she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. What are you doing here? Miss Tamora told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? Then why are they blaming me for it? I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there were elements of magic involved in what happened. And since they arrested you based on evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? There's no sense in hiding anymore. Yes, I am. Do you have noble blood? Of course not. Why'd you say that? Sorry, but the ability to use magic is hereditary. Okay. So what's this eye that you have then? We'll find out. We'll find out. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Flintheart McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. Okay, but I mean, the merchant guy calls like Celeste a bastard, so like maybe Celeste is probably like has a different mother than she thinks then, or father. No, probably. We'll see. We haven't seen her mother, so either the father or mother aren't blood related. It would probably be better to push the matter further. Anyways, you're probably arrested because you're a mage. What? A crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time. Is that seriously the only reason? I only know how to cast one spell. The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. We only care about closing cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge within the hour. What? No one told me anything. Damn it. They weren't even planning on telling her. Okay, now that's like first person fault. If you have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial. Right, I forgot you were an attorney. Would you really do that for me? Of everything I've seen them do, I just can't stand by and do nothing. But they're a part of the kingdom. Do you even have a chance? It's so hopeless. Celeste, man, king or god, I won't let them do anything to you. What? Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying. Man, king or god. Okay, cool. You've got aspirations. No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this. It's clear the entire situation is bittersweet for her. And because of the Inquisition delays, you haven't had the time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you begin to doubt whether or not you can really do this. Everything is happening so fast, it feels unreal. No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason you became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you will quit Celeste. Okay, I don't know why it's just bugging out with her face. It seems to be happening whenever it's like these like inner thought scenes. Alright, cool. A courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom. Actually entering the courtroom has taken a lot of wind out your sails. There's a save function. Oh yeah, here. You've never been here as an attorney before. You've only ever acted as Tamora's assistant. Arya Steelwind. The woman at the prosecutor's bench is staring at you. Miss Tamura mentioned her before you went to see Celeste. What was her name again? You think it was Arya Steelwind. Arya Steelwind's occupation prosecutor. Okay, cool. I'm assuming she's gonna be like the main prosecutor, like antagonist for the most part. We'll see. we don't get like a pain like first opponent, let's say. We'll see. We'll see. Unless she is the pain like. You can feel the coldness of her glare burning into you. Why is she staring you down? She's trying to intimidate you? Because it's working. Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy. 80 years old, jeez. The prosecutor is ready, Your Honor. Oh, the defense is ready, Your Honor. Doesn't necessarily sound very ready. Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges. The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage. Wait, did you just say mercenary? Yeah, I had to take a job after my family's tavern was shut down. Okay, cool. So we really have Celeste, like, right next to us. So she's gonna be the assistant type for the game. Unless we have, like, the witness, like, the defendants always with us on the side of us. We'll see. As well. Oh, right. This is exactly the first occupation you'd choose. She's charged with second-degree murder with a negligent misuse of the arcane arts. I see. So there was magic involved. Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. The locals reported hearing a large commotion coming from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then that he found the victim, the defendant's sword still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided autopsy report and record of the sword. Died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wound shows traces of transmutation magic. Okay, yeah, and her magic is transmutation. Celeste's sword, the alleged murder weapon, is an ornately designed sword but has no magical properties. Okay, we can't like see a big picture of the sword. What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see they share the same last name. The defendant is the victim's daughter, not by blood. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown. Okay, cool, yeah. You have some royal bloodline going on with you. I see. What an unfortunate turn of events. To begin with, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orm White to the stand. Back in court already? Yeah. No investigation for the first case, at least. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Name's Orm White. I'm Commander of the Arcane Inquisition. Orm, could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation? Yeah. Witness testimony. We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived at the scene, we found Flintheart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. The argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword. Okay, but we were there ourselves, so we can literally say we saw him alive still when she left the building. Isn't that really incriminating? One of her possessions is the murder weapon. Cuthbert, you may be not getting your cross-examination. Unlike most detectives, Orm is quite confident. Like he looks pretty straightforward. That's the thing. Like, what's it called? We'll see with more characters. In this case, like, how to say, no one has like that quirky vibe. Let's say, no one has that kind of like quirkiness so far. We'll see. Obviously, they can be doing a different like thing, different vibe, but still, it's like he looks too competent, at least. You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank. Mr. Cuthbert? Hey, what are you doing? Is it the part where you say something right? Sorry, I don't... Your anxiety is just getting worse, and your breaths are becoming more and more desperate. Over more serious. It's detrimental for me, but it's a different style. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so there's not as much whimsy, let's say. We'll see as the game progresses, like, if there is any more if there's any touches of whimsy. We'll see. Because we don't really have, like, I think with, like, Ace Attorney is, like, the contrasting, like, whimsy of, like, the characters alongside the cases. It's a good balance between the two of them. Right now, this is more like playing it straight, at least. We're still becoming more desperate. Are you hyperventilating? What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Tamora today, but it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it's clear the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence. Yeah, this case is pretty open and shut. No, wait. This isn't what's supposed to happen. I'm sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Frey. She was found guilty. What? That means they're going to execute her? No, not again. Are you seriously going to let that happen again? Okay, cool. So she failed you in the past somehow, whoever this Frey character is. We'll find out. Tyrion, Celeste grabs your shoulders and shakes you out of your panic. You need to calm down. Her gaze is calm and focused despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to... Stop, just listen to me. You know what to do, right? Just do it the way you play chess. What? I don't know, you're just so calm and focused when you're playing before. Okay, cool. It's nice to see, like, Tyrion not... Like, from first impressions, Tyrion has, like, this... I don't know how to say... First impression wise, he has this like perfect vibe with him in the sense of like he seems too put together. When we first see him, it's like, I mean, besides obviously getting stomach aches, but like with his debate with the merchant guy and chess, he seems too put together. That sort of thing. Like at most, like during the chess scene, he says like, okay, yeah, he wins more playing as black than white, which is kind of like, yeah, he's more better suited to be the underdog in the situation than being the one who attacks first, let's say. But yeah, good to see that he's not like fully put together. I think that's it. Like, he kind of has like that cool anime boy vibe at the start. Like too put together, but good to see. Like, yeah, he's not perfect. No matter how close I get to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces. This doesn't make any sense, and yet you take a moment to focus and let everything disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth. You said this is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You need to consider every angle. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense will begin cross-examining the witness. Very well. There we go. Thank God that worked. Carefully examine every statement he made and find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove that the testimony is false. Cross-examinations... Clue, spell... Okay. Find a statement that contains a clue, spell, or profile in your notes. Once you identify the thing... Cool. Let me just check my notes then. Autopsy died. Fatal wound shows heavy traces of transmutation magic. Ornate swords. From behind. Oh, from behind. So then if they're arguing... Well, we'll see. We got a call late at night. Someone discovered the body inside the McQuake Tavern. There's magic? Yeah. Like... What's it called? Celeste is, she's a mage as well. But it seems that magic is only hereditary. So only those with, like, a royal bloodline can use magic. It turns out Celeste is adopted. So we don't know her family yet. So yeah. Do we know how it works? Not fully yet, no. All we have so far is that there is transmutation magic involved because there's traces of transmutation. It seems that magic leaves traces behind of when it's used. Is D&D Ace Attorney? No joke. Just spells out as D&D. Okay. We get a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived at the scene, we found Flintheart McCoy down on the floor. We're still inside of him. Okay, let's press that. How do you know the store was my client's? Her sword is made of some kind of special alloy. It was forged out of the country or something. It's hard to mistake something like that. We also have several eyewitnesses who verified the sword belonged to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Okay. Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off. But even if the sword belongs to my client, doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him. Yeah, well. We have several witnesses who heard the victim arguing. How did they know it was my client and the victim that are arguing? You were there, weren't you? You had to have heard them too. Every witness we talked to knew it was them. Well. Your Honor, it's clear that the defense is playing devil's advocate. Even he should have recognized their voices. Well, they got you there. He reminds me, he looks like someone from something, but I can't place it. He looks like a character from something, but I can't place it. I mean, blonde, short, medium, short hair, and like, you know, small pupils. He reminds me of something specific, but I can't remember. I can't place it. The argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword. Not having hold it and take that's a bit sad, but no budget. Actually, we just say objection to everything then. Let's conjecture. Weren't there plenty of people who could have committed the crime? The tavern has been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Ruby Tamora were the only ones before the body was discovered. Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her. It's a given that Tamora didn't do this. It'd be hard to prove that someone else was at the crime scene. But you can't help but feel there's something off about what you just said. Okay, yeah, it's magic. You shouldn't have panicked so much before. His testimony is straightforward, but that will actually make things easier. Assuming that McCoy is innocent, there has to be a flaw in the logic. Compare each statement to each piece of evidence in the notes. Okay, yeah. It's also saying that magic sword, but the sword itself is like, the sword itself is normal. It's not magic. Objection! Commander White, you testified the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword. Am I correct? Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene. I think I actually have to disagree with you on that. The defendant's sword couldn't possibly have been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him. That may be the case, but take a look at the autopsy report. It states the fatal wound had traces of magic. So, how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body? What? Tyrion does pull off NG into subjection though, I like that. To leave a trace like that, the wound would have to be created with something magical. The client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it's entirely mundane. That doesn't make a lick of sense. The sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body? Yes, I find that quite strange as well. Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. The wound was created magically, and someone shoved the sword into the wound afterwards. The hell are you talking about? The defendant is a damn mage. She could have easily killed the victim using magic. That may be, Commander, but why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab her with the sword? She would have been incriminating herself. No, if anything, this series of events proves one thing. Someone used magic to kill the victim, and then they pushed my client's sword into the womb to frame her. Objection! Don't get ahead of yourself. What? Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. He claims that a third party committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. But wouldn't the simple explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death. That is what left the magical trace on the body. Commander, please tell the defense how a murder was committed using magic. What? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this. But if it's transmutation magic, then it's not. Yeah, let's see. It's true the sword itself isn't magical, but it's not like channeling magic, if that's a thing. We'll see. But magic can still be channeled through it. The defendant over there, her spell companion has a spell called Mage's Blade. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. That spell was the reason why there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound. So, her spell compendium contains a spell called Mage's Blade. A spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell. She can only cast that one spell. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you? No, I left it at the tavern after. Well, you know, if you can't look at this description from Mage's Blade, you have to approach this another way. Why did you leave it behind? What was the reasoning for that? Well, you know. Oh yeah, right. She couldn't have got it because the court case was like pretty quick. There's no time to investigate. The commander's testimony is a lot vaguer this time. If you can press his statement, you're able to find information that you can use against him. Okay, cool. So what the hell is Mage's Blade, my guy? What is it? Pressing statements, yeah. It's okay, what's Mage's Blade? Mage's Blade? It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I usually use it when I need to cut through an enemy's armor plate. Plate armor. You didn't realize he led us a lethal lifestyle. But anyway, wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death. The victim and defendant were in an intense argument. The whole being accused of murder arrested the usual. Yeah. Yeah. Perhaps he used a spell in a fit of rage. This is a crime of passion after all. That feels a little far-fetched. Yet her evidence to disprove it. She must have used it before stabbing the victim. Okay, fine. But why would she go for the trouble of doing that? Her sword alone would have been enough to commit murder. Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander? We don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is that magic was present at the scene. Do you have any evidence for the contrary? You don't. Yet. The spell was the reason why there were traces. If she used a spell like that, wouldn't it have created traces of magic on the ground? How so? Well, let's say we follow the prosecutor's theory. That would mean the victim fell to the ground with the sword still inside him. At this point, the Mage's Blade would still have been active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact. Okay, that face is funny. It reminds me of something. It's like super smug. We're already way ahead of you. We had people scan the crime scene, and we found traces of transmutation magic around in the body, just like you said. Oh. If you still don't believe me, I have a picture of this crime scene right here. Oh, why was this not brought to my attention? There was no need. The entire case is open and shut. Crime scene picture. Add into your notes. You've seen the pictures of the dead before, but it feels different now with bodies of someone you knew. Looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. Oh, what, this hexagonal thing? The shape is a little weird, isn't it? What was that just now? Okay, so she knows there's something messed up. Okay, start from the front. Yeah, my guy... Oh, I see. Yeah, this guy got stabbed from the front in this picture, but he got stabbed in the back. Objection! I'm sorry, Commander White, but it seems you've presented another glaring contradiction. Oh yeah? What's that? You said that my client stabbed the victim from the front? Am I correct? Yeah, you can see it plain in the picture. So, where's your contradiction? He looks like a different... When he does that face, he looks like a different person. He looks like a different person when he does that face. That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows the victim was stabbed from the front. But the autopsy report says that he died from a stab from behind. What? Objection! Orm, you were supposed to release everything you had. Why wasn't this photo given to me? There was no need. There's no way it could have been anyone other than that damn mage. Okay, cool. You're just overconfident. So that's your flaw. You're a bit overconfident. Okay, cool. So that's the traces then. The hexagonal stuff. Numbers bring out across the gallery. It doesn't matter how corrupt the justice system was, they wouldn't be able to cover up such blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Cuthbert, what's the meaning of this? I'll tell you what the meaning of this is, behind Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stabbing from the back. But this photo clearly shows the sword from the end from the front. This only means one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had been created. That's crazy. Do you honestly expect us to believe that? Then please, enlighten me, Commander White. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way? Do you think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt on her sword? That'd be a thing, just blunt. It's just blunt though. I don't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my witness, but they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side.
Objection!
It appears that I'm uninterested in you, Mr. Cuthbert, but you still go ahead of yourself. Really, Miss Steelwind? I believe that Mr. Cuthbert had adequately cast down your case. Oh, did he now? Let me ask you one question, Mr. Cuthbert. If your client didn't kill Flintheart McCoy, then who did? How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out. Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence, but one fact still stands. There was magic detected on the wound and sword. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? I don't like where she's going with this. Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town, and that mage is your client. Yeah, she said it. Wait, which line in particular? You don't like where this is. Wait, which line? Which line in particular? What? It's your job. Ah, I see. The defendant was also established to have been with the victim hours before his death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. How was she murdered? How she murdered the victim? It's the generally prosecutor's job to find a criminal, not the attorneys. Ah, I see. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question. It's like, yeah, like we have the burden of we're given the burden of finding the commander's job to figure that out. But we're given the burden of seeing who else could do it right now. Good afternoon. Hey there, welcome. I can't say that prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but there's still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendants. Damn it. You almost had them. Cool, thanks narrator, for the encouraging support. There were too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest that you conduct the investigation more thoroughly this time. We will resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Okay, cool. Cool. Actually, yeah, fine. So we don't continue on until they look more at the scene. Hello, Cuthbert. As you walk out of the courtroom with Celeste, you're greeted with Miss Tamora. Miss Tamora, you're here? You recall how you froze up during the first cross-examination. You feel a little ashamed that your mentor saw all of that. Yeah, she ain't gonna be next to you on the stand to give support, huh? Well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it off. And once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I want to give you this. Celeste's Spell Compendium. Okay, cool. Formula for the following spell, Mage Blade. Mage Blade. Incantation, Arcane. Okay, I see. For the duration of the spell, the edges of the object... Cameo of Gil... Ha. For the duration of the spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. While under the effects of the spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target object must be no larger than 5 feet cube. Transmutation. Okay, cool. My spell compendium? I swiped it from the dining hall before the Inquisition arrived. I thought it'd be best for you to have it. So, this is your spell compendium. It only has one spell, Mage Blade. This means the prosecution has to prove that Celeste used that specific spell. It restricts how they approach the case, which gives you an edge over them. But that prosecutor is really something else. You mean Steelwind? It's like generally like a D&D spell description. Ah, I see. You can still remember her ripping glare. It gives you chills just thinking about it. You wouldn't even know it, but this was also her first trial. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, she's gonna be the... Unless we get like another prosecutor, she's gonna be like the main one throughout the game, it feels like. Really? Okay, cool. But this time we don't have like prosecutor with, how to say, reputation. I thought her experience would make her a good first opponent, but that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. It makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean? The Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, there are only a few can answer directly to the king. Most members of their house take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military. It's a bit strange she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. Steelwind. I feel I've heard that name before. In any case, it's best you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes. Right, now I have time, I'd like to ask you some questions. Name me by the argument you had with your father. Oh. You see the bailiffs staring daggers at Celeste. It's like they're waiting to take her back to the cell. Whatever questions you have for her will have to wait. I should probably go. Celeste walks away while avoiding eye contact with you. Bringing up the argument of Flintheart may have struck her nerve. I also use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. It wouldn't surprise me if the Inquisition missed something. We do get an investigation segment in case 1, but we do. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we do get some investigation. I guess because it's so bare, it's like, how to say, I mean, it depends, I guess. We'll see what we'll see what we uncover. Because yeah, usually in case 1, they bring up everything directly during the trial. But in this case, yeah, they have the law enforcement not look properly enough. You're utterly embarrassing today. I didn't expect them to make the same mistake twice. Right, there's still a lot of things we don't know about. As much as I hate to admit it, you're just because of deduction far surpassed mine. Already? If anyone could figure out what really happened that night, it's you. Alright, selling yourself a bit short there, but... Alright. Investigation segment. You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. Luckily for you, the Inquisition set up a teleportation circle for you to use. Ah, I see. Right, because we're in the city now. But this is in the country area. As in the courtrooms in the city. With that circle, you can magically teleport between the capital and the crime scene instantaneously. It's definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Commander White takes notice of you as you enter the tavern. Looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene. I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate the crime scene as you do. Yeah, whatever. Just remember, I got my eye on you kids. Okay, now we have a talk segment. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case. Ha! As if I'd help the likes of you. I saw who your boss is. I know what you're up to. That witch probably sent you to con me. What? I'm looking for some information. Unlikely story. Is cooperative before when you let you see Celeste. Why is he being so stubborn now? Is he angry that you embarrassed him in court today? Any case, you won't be getting anywhere at this rate. If you want his help, you need to persuade him through an argument. Psychological profile. It helps to prepare before starting an argument with someone. Talk to almost percent items to build a psychological profile. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, you receive more information during arguments against him. Okay. Alright, so we need to know the person first. I've never seen a real spell compendium before. I'm still not exactly sure how they work. Well, spell compendiums are magical devices that display exactly what spells a mage can cast. You can probably guess, but the Inquisition uses these things over time. Right, having that information is only a blessing for the defense and the prosecution. What do you think about this? I don't know what you're expecting me to say. What's to say about that? Okay, fine, nothing for the badge. No badge jokes. So far, at least. What do you think about this? Okay. You didn't go talk about yourself. Arya? This was Prosecutor Stillwind's first case. She must be pretty talented if that's true. A pain in my ass is what she is. That damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. I honestly have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work. She's a mage from a noble house, isn't she? She must be a pretty powerful mage. Ha! Powerful is an understatement. Any one of the Steelwinds could turn this entire town into a glass crater. What? There's no way that's true, right? Never knew Timor had a kid. Why have I never seen you before? I tend to stay inside a lot. As a child, okay, I mean that's why he doesn't have friends. Yeah, you couldn't control the Eye of Horus that well. Hearing the myriad thoughts from a large crowd tends to be overwhelming for you. When you seen her as a ruthless lawyer, it's hard to imagine a woman like this taking care of a kid. Well, she wasn't ruthless as a guardian. I had to ask, did something happen between you and Miss Tamora? Ha! Miss Tamora. What are you, her lackey or something? No, she's my guardian. Oh, I didn't know she even had a... Okay, cool. We're meant to have done... Okay, yeah. The dialogue makes more sense to say it, to do Tamora first and then us. Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two, but no good will ever come from associating with her. It's about the rumors, isn't it? Throughout the years, there's been several insidious rumors. She's been accused of forgery, blackmail, and all manner of illicit, illegal activities. It's clearly misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. She's always been fine with it, but you can't help but get angry on her behalf. It's more than just rumors. I've seen it for myself. That woman is evil, kid. She defends mages who don't have the protection of... Wait, sorry, wrong person. She defends mages who don't have the protection of nobility. She's not evil, she's a hero. Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool, we'll see her backstory then at some point. Oh, Flint. What do you think about... Okay, don't the same with the guy who died. Celeste. I wish we had a girl like that to be a mercenary. But I would also never expect her to be a murderer either. She's not a murderer, and I'll prove it at a trial tomorrow. Yeah, whatever you say, kid. The autopsy report? Autopsy report seems to be pretty detailed in some aspects and vague in some others. Why is that? Not sure about details, but autopsy is performed by a mage who studies divination. And magic gives us details on how someone dies. There's always a few blind spots. Blind spots? Like what? Well, for one thing, if someone mucks around the body after death, the report becomes muddled. Okay, it's not perfect then. The evidence can tell you what happened to the body, but not in what order and at what times. Okay, cool. So timing-wise, it's a bit mess. But someone definitely stabbed Flintheart's body with Celeste's sword. If what he's saying is true, it will be that much harder to figure out what kind of weapon originally killed him. Alright, the picture, the sword. Mage's sword is really strange. Almost ashamed that we had to confiscate it. Is it really that abnormal? It's definitely not the kind of sword I've seen. I don't know if it was forged in the Eastern Kingdoms. What do you think of... Okay, cool. There's nothing else. You have to like, look around then first. Ignore all these paintings. The painting of a man in a suit. There's some text to it, on it. Adam Everley, politician of the pedantic. I've heard of this guy. He's another politician from one of those nations west of here. Here's it pretty much a shoe-in to in whatever election they have going there. An election? Was Flintheart saying studying democracy's for a little revolution? Okay, yeah, we're like in a monarchy. It's a painting of a mage. There's some text to it. Somalia Daglian, a legendary practitioner of the arcane arts. He mysteriously disappeared one day. It's rumored he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he's recklessly casting a spell and darkly and quickly lost control of his magic. His body was never found, and many speculate he didn't actually die during the accident. If that's true, where did he end up? Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic. That might explain why Flintheart keeps in his tavern. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. It's like, yeah, don't do magic because you get fucked up like this guy. There's a chalk outline on the ground of the tavern. This is probably where Flintheart died. The outline matches the picture that the Inquisition took. Nothing seems out of place here. Modern looking lamp on the wall. It's a lamp powered by artificery. I didn't expect to find something this sophisticated in a town like this. Bah, artificery, just another form of magic. Actually, artificery draws from the surrounding ley lines too. I didn't ask for a science lesson, kid. Anyway, look where the artificery got these folks. The arcane power cell broke. They haven't had power for weeks. Yep, nothing can beat good old oil and flame. Broken power cell. Okay. Arcane power cell been broken for weeks and lamps can't be turned on. Okay. Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magical lamp right there. I wonder why they're not using those instead. Anything else here? Okay, we just move then. The courtroom, McCoy upstairs. If people keep seeing you here, they're gonna start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All you have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over. Okay, cool. We actually meet the prosecutor, like, outside right away as well. While heading upstairs, you spot the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. They seem to be in some kind of argument. Enough. I will do as I see fit. You may be Steelwind, but this is my land. Okay, cool. It's the suspect. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're that defense attorney from the trial. I am. I'm sorry, but who... How rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. 38 years transmutation. Okay, cool. Garrick Pierce. As the ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial, as misguided as it may be. I suppose that you also think my client is guilty. It does not matter what I think. This entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for nobility, and nobility alone. It is a symbol of aristocracy, and our divine right to rule. And now that bastard child has tainted this symbol in the public eye. All of that has nothing to do with her. She's an innocent woman who got dragged into this. Even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Someone must take the fall, lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption. So you're saying that she'll be found guilty even if she's innocent? What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? The public will see his maze going free despite a myriad of evidence. That's alone be enough to cause public outrage. Tensions between the aristocracy and common folk are high enough as is. What is once an infant girl when compared to the stability of the great kingdom? That's enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it. What? The system should be based on truth and justice, but not on public opinion. Okay, cool. So we already know that you're pretty alright. You're not corrupt yourself, at least. Okay, cool. I wonder if we will see like big stuff happen or not yet. We'll see. In this game, rather. Then why are you working against my client? Do you want to see if she's the kind of person that would kill her father? It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals. Just as I will fight for mine. Okay, cool. So you start off like already pretty neutral to us, as in like you aren't like biased or like trying to do a thing. Big stuff, what can you think about? Yeah, we'll see. I'm guessing there's no revolution just yet. We'll see. Several doors lead to the guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that you and Miss Tamora used, they don't look like they've been open for quite some time. Some candles lighting the hallway. They look like they used to be a part of the old architecture. The door at the end of the hallway has seen some recent use. Try to open it, but it seems to be locked. Someone might have the key to open it. Okay, not much in here so far. But we saw the guy who done it at least. Okay, there's more Inquisition Mages arguments. Do you know Garrick? Okay, not yet. Okay, still more to talk about. Inquisition. What does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly? You trying to pick a fight with me? No, I'm just genuinely curious. Well, I'm sure you already know, but us Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic. Do crimes like this happen often? Nah, maybe once in a blue moon. Okay, fair. I was wondering how often they happen because the guy was like, oh no, she put a bad name to the mages and caused uproar. So I was wondering how often this stuff happens in the first place. It makes sense, most mages are nobility after all. Even if they're untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting in trouble with the law. You must have an easy job then. You got that right. The only reason we exist to clean up nobility's messes. Doesn't mean I'm happy about that. Mages. Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magics. Do you have any personal grudge against mages? You're damn right I do. Wow, he didn't even try to hide it. If you had any sense, you would too. All a mage has to do is wave their hand and say some magic nonsense, when you suddenly have a dead body on the ground. And don't get me started on mage blight. If some noble uses their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. Okay, cool. They get overused and go berserker. I don't know if this is going too far, but why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Considering the fact that that my job is to sweep nobility's crimes under the rug. Sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate. No, you have the right of it. Anytime a noble's involved in a case, I'm worried to look the other way. You don't seem very happy to do that. Okay, cool. We're touching on like this stuff at least. We'll see where we go with it. We'll see where we go. Why would you stay in this line of work? Because every once in a while I'm allowed to put criminal mage behind bars. We can't go after nobles, but any other mages is fair game. Or at least they were before your boss showed up. I see. So she defend. Okay, yeah, cool. I see. Tamora defends mages that aren't like from nobility. Okay, cool. Let's argue. Ruby fan. Did something happen between you and Miss Tamora? Okay, yeah. I see. This conversation happens if we present or we do that. Alright, let's argue. Commander White seems unusually hostile towards you, and you have to have a feeling it's not just because you embarrassed him in court today. Clear misunderstanding can convince him to help you. Alright, I'm gonna come out and say it. Do you have a problem with me, Commander White? You should know exactly what my problem is with you. I saw who you work for. Do I just spell it out for you? Okay, Commander White's style. Okay, we actually get the full profile. Someone is stuck in his ways. She doesn't have a grudge against Ruby tomorrow. We react negatively trying to defend her. We respect you to defend yourself against personal attacks. Tomorrow's a crooked lawyer. Or does your boss not tell you what she gets up to? Allocations in arguments. Arguments are not always fought using hard evidence. Then you need to allocute to convince your opponent their claim is wrong. When prompted for an allocution, choose from one of the 3 possible responses. The correct response is to be gleaned from reading. Okay, so don't deflect, don't defend her. Just yeah. Don't defend her. Don't deflect. It doesn't matter how you feel about me or tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So you either rationalize or deflect. We'll probably just rationalize then. Doesn't matter how you feel about me or Miss Tamora. What matters is that my client deserves a fair trial for a fair representation. All I'm trying to do is give that to her. I've seen that woman do all kinds of shady shit in other cases I've worked. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. Okay, cool. If Jesse is doing that stuff and she's crooked, then there's another crook. I'll bet you're the same. A successor for the devil of defense attorneys. Okay, cool. So the corrupt, in this case, the corrupt person is a defense attorney in this case. Not us, but the other one. Our mentor. There's another crook. Because all I've done is so far is point. Okay, don't attack him. Just There's nothing to do with it. There's nothing to do with it. What matters is whether or not you help me. Quit trying to change the subject. Okay, just rationalize then. If anything doesn't seem affected this time, just rationalize it. Have you seen me do any of these things? Because all I've done is point out the mistakes you've made. Look, kid, I like nothing more than to believe you. But after everything I've seen her do, I know better. I don't reason to trust you. Anyone taught by that woman can't be anything more than a crook. Have you seen me engage in crook-like behavior? The way of teaching me was ruthless, I'll give you that. But the only thing that she told me was to practice law. Have you seen me engage in any crook behavior? You just want some info, right? Yeah, that's all I'm asking for. Alright, I will answer your questions. Just don't make me regret this. Persuaded him, okay. Okay, so the murder weapon. It goes without saying, but I don't believe that the sword is the murder weapon. Right, I guess you have to prove that someone else put a sword there. The Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene? If you're asking if we found another bloody weapon around, we definitely didn't. That would be a little too convenient, wouldn't it? But let me say that the girl really is being framed. Let's say the girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. Do you think they could have hid it somewhere in the tavern? Doubt it. After the trial, Steelwind turned the place upside down and scanned it with her magic. Okay, I'm just doing some mental maths. Or something. I'm trying to like guess, like not guess, but like we'll see how long this trial goes for. Because it feels like it might work for like one trial per stream in that case. I don't want to like try and squeeze if it doesn't look like it will finish in time. We'll see. Someone did hide a murder weapon. They hid it well, or they hid in plain sight. I think there's like 5 cases, so that works out for 5 streams. If I do 1 per stream, we'll see. Almost mistake. I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during your investigation. Oh, shut it with that. I got an earful from Steelwind about that mess. Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about me mucking things up. Steelwind's basically taken over the entire investigation. Wait, does she have the authority to do that? Normally she wouldn't, but I know better than to go against orders from a noble. Right, there's definitely a strange power dynamic between them. Honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. She even had my men draw up a scaled map of the crime scene. Wait, really? Do you have a copy? Sure, knock yourself out. Don't know how much good it'll do you. Crime scene map. Let's see if we can see it. Okay, so where's the body then? The body's here then. Okay, the body's here. 5 foot, 5 foot. Okay. We'll see how that works out later. I heard that this was Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented, that's true. Pain in my arse is what she is. That damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. Does have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work. How did she have a renowned noble house? She must have been a pretty powerful mage. Ha! Powerful, it's not a statement. The Steelwinds came before... Okay, yeah, we already talked about this with you. Okay. There's nothing else to really ask you about. It's been about powerful for about a week. I wonder if there's any information I can infer from that. They've been using candles to keep the place lit. Exactly why you can't rely on magic. Right, there's nothing else to really ask about. Alright, we'll just come back then. Unless we can now open up this key. No, I think we probably talk to Celeste then. This is the courthouse. Is anything even here? Oh, Cuthbert, you're back already. Sorry, I guess I'm just a little lost about where to go next. I suppose I can give you some of the guidance this time. Assistant. Sometimes... Okay, cool, yeah. Celeste will be the assistant down the line. It helps to speak with someone about the investigation. One character will almost be... will always be able to assist you. Almost always be able to assist you. You can speak with them about navigation or ask them where to go next. Right now, Ruby tomorrow's assisting you. But who knows? Maybe someone else might help you. Yeah, someone else who's literally in the screenshot. No, it's fine. We don't need to talk with you. We're chill. There's not really places to go. We'll talk to Celeste then. You return to the dungeon to speak with Celeste. But when you check the cell that she was kept in, you see that it's empty. The Inquisition must be questioning her. Come back later. Okay, fine. Unless we need to use the assistants. There's nothing else here. Okay, I think I'm just missing something with you. I'm missing something to present to you. The map. But she just go into this much detail for her case. Bah, it's a real headache. Do you know how this map is scaled? It's got a legend and everything. Wow, the prosecutor must be pretty particular. Anything else I missed to examine here? The paintings, the body. Compendium. Am I missing something? Yeah, this is her first trial, must be talented. Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing anything. Autopsy report, you've messed it up. Yeah. Okay, there's that door we need to go through. We need a key for that. You know what, fine, we'll check in with Ruby then. We'll talk with Ruby. You haven't really found anything, have you? Sorry, I just thought I'd check with you first. I can't always hold your hand, Cuthbert. Unless she dies next episode. I can imagine that she gets killed. We'll see. You need to move to the crime scene and look for evidence you can use. Next lead. Where should I go next, Miss Tamora? You haven't really gone anywhere. You should really have head to the crime scene. Yeah, you're not helpful. Yeah, okay, we talked to him already. Am I just missing something I forgot to present? Autopsy, yeah. The crime scene picture. Nothing. The sword. Sword's really strange. It's from the east. Spell compendium we talked about. Power cell we talked about. Spells, profiles. That's yourself. Yeah, then what? Am I missing something like that to even do here? Or must the door should be locked? Do I have a key to open it? I feel like I'm missing something then. Yeah, I feel like I'm just missing something that I haven't talked to him about. We can't talk to Celeste yet because she's getting questions. Am I just missing something that I haven't noticed to examine here? Paintings, power cell. Yeah, we talked about all this stuff already. Yeah, autopsy report that you messed up. Yeah, what? Now what? Now what? We talked to you about everything. Yeah, we talked to you about everything though. Celeste didn't expect you to be a mercenary. Garrick, you won't talk about. Flint, you won't talk about him. Ruby, Miss Tamora, you don't like her. We know that. It's evil. That's ourselves. Defense attorney. Am I missing something? Compendium. Am I just missing something? Like, what? don't know, I think I've already exhausted everything. For other content, No, I just feel like I've exhausted everything already. Oh, this thing. Broken bottle on the floor. It's close. Okay, yeah, this part here I missed. It started close to the chocolate outline of the body. The label has the word lotus juice on it. Cool. The freaking Persona. Well, not really Persona. Well, there's a Persona music. Never heard of that brand before. Must be foreign. Shadow bottle of lotus juice. Okay, there we go. You found everything you can here. What does it all mean? There's no murder weapon to be found. There's no obvious evidence of another person at the scene. Hey, you okay? You got quiet all of a sudden. Alright, just focus. Close your eyes and everything disappear from the world. Hey, you listening? So, there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death. What? What could we tell about how Flintheart died? There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death? What can we tell about how Flintheart died? Flintheart didn't move before the murder. Flintheart attacked Flintheart. The killer attacked Flintheart before the... What? No, the killer moved Frame Celeste before... Didn't... Wait, tell how he died? Okay, why is his body not shown though? Flintheart didn't move before the murder. He didn't move. He didn't... What? The killer didn't move... Didn't... Flintheart attack didn't move before the murder. The killer framed Celeste after the murder. No. What? Celeste... What? Flintheart... framed Celeste. Sorry. Didn't move during the murder. Didn't move. What can we tell about how Flintheart died? Yeah, he died. The Flintheart didn't move during the murder. Well, obviously... Flintheart didn't move during the murder. Flintheart, what? He didn't move during the murder. But of course he died, yeah. What can we tell about how Flintheart died? The killer framed Celeste. I mean, we knew that already, though. Framed Celeste during... No. After the murder. There's no blood trail. Okay, I see. Lack of blood trail. Fine, fine. Where Flint was... Okay, so Flintheart didn't move after the murder. They're not really... really not intuitive sometimes. Okay, there was no blood trail where Flintheart's body is. The lack of blood trail does something important. But he didn't move then. That means he didn't move. He died on the spot. Yeah, so that means he didn't move. Where Flintheart was throughout the murder. Fine. He didn't move during the murder. Flintheart... Okay, that's the same meaning. I guess, like, he didn't, like, stumble around. He just died on the spot. Flintheart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's also the autopsy report, which says he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was incapacitated to move anywhere else. This means that the attack happened in the exact position he fell over. Crime scene updated. Okay, yeah, now we see the body shown. There's also a shattered bottle of lotus juice. How did the bottle shatter? I doubt it means anything, but shattered bottle right next to the body. Flintheart dropped the bottle during the attack. During, after. Love the avatar. Thanks. It's a free one that you can get. But I added like 2 bits to it, plus colored. And yeah, I really like the style for this model, yeah. It's a free customizable model as well. It's a bit minimalist, yeah. Like this part literally just text. There's no like fancy bits to it. Flintheart dropped the bottle during the attack. When he was attacked. From that we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. What's so strange about that one bottle though? It may seem like he isn't give detail, but that detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder. Right. There's also the fact that the artificiously lights were out. It does the job, yeah. Were these candles here when you were at the crime scene? No, we had to light some. We had to light some so we could see the crime scene properly. Before it was weird too. The girl in our farm must have had the argument in pitch black. Oh, okay, yeah. And we know that the killer already used lights then. They used their own magic to create light. What can we infer about the state of the crime scene? So we didn't light up candles to make up the broken lights. The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. What Zico does with the UI? Do we know how the magic works? Oh yeah, we saw like, we saw like, there's like, we got a spell description here. Like, we literally get like descriptions for each spell that we learn about. So in this case, Mage Blade, incantation, what type of magic it is, what you need to do for it, how long it lasts for, what it requires, if it needs concentration for it. And then it just tells us the details of each spell. So yeah. And it's like, yeah, magic can only be through bloodlines and stuff. As in like, only royal bloodlines can have magic. Or nobility at least. It's not just like, it's hereditary pretty much. And also like, mages keep a compendium of spells that they're able to use. And Celeste one only has one spell. The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. Broken power cells have been added, have been updated. Argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a discussion in this room. So she's one trick. At the moment, yeah, she only has Mage Blade. She can't like do anything else. In this darkness, Flintheart couldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was stabbed from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He didn't find the details of the spells in mind till the color of the glow. Oh yeah, true, yeah. If anything, it's like, oh yeah, I saw red colors, but it's like, no, this is yellow. Yeah, they go into detail about stuff like what color it is, what size, how big the size, like what can you use on this thing. Clearly surprised and was probably in too much shock to run away. Are there elements in the game too? I don't know yet. All we have seen is transmutation magic. I think, what's her name? Did we see? Okay, yeah. We have like Arya with evocation, arcane art, but we don't know what she can do yet. We have this guy with also transmutation magic, who does seem to be the guy who did it, based on the scenes we've seen. But yeah, we don't know other forms of magic just yet. We don't have, like, Tyrion doesn't have magic, but he does have, what's it called? The Eye of Horus. We don't know the details yet of that, though. Someone's gonna cast Fireball. I can see that. It's the most basic form of magic. So we'll see. The bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself, or maybe the visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart. Kid. When the assailant attacked from his blind spot, his back was turned. Why did his back be turned, though? Was he distracted by something? Kid. What? What was that all about? Sorry, sometimes I just get lost in my own thoughts. Yeah, well, cut it out. You're freaking me out. Right. Anyway, you think you found everything you can here. You should move somewhere else. Okay, cool. We'll move to the barracks now. You return to the cell Celeste being kept in. The ambient despair in the air fills your mind like a horrendous stench. You do your best to ignore the emotions of our prisoners. You haven't had much practice blocking out this many possible. I guess he's fine in the courtroom. I guess the other the people in the gallery are too far away to affect him. Yet at least, we'll see. That probably is going to be a thing that happens at some point. He gets overwhelmed by the people in the gallery. As you arrive, you see Celeste huddled down in the corner. As soon as she sees you, her downward moves to the left, only for a moment. Oh, hi, Mr. Cuthbert. He can sense emotions, yeah. The Eye of Horus thing he has lets him partially read thoughts as well as emotions. We don't know the details of the Eye of Horus yet, though, but he can read thoughts, partially at least, and also emotions. So we'll see what the deal with that is down the line. He doesn't have, he doesn't have like his profile itself states. His profile states no arcane art, but the Eye of Horus is some different thing. Then we have to see what that is down the line. We don't know what it is fully yet, but so far his profile says no arcane art. Anyway, I came in to ask some questions about the case. Right. The trial. I'm sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost at the trial. If Eye of Horus is non-arcane art, what is it? It could just be a magic item then. It could just be a magic item. Or, I don't know. We don't really know exactly yet. Like, Eye of Horus, like, it's Egyptian stuff. In real life stuff. But yeah, don't know. We don't know in this game yet. Arcane art and magic, they're the same thing. I think they're the same thing in this universe. They say like mage uses arcane arts, so I think they're the same thing. Got like Yu-Gi-Oh artifact. Who knows? I mean, it doesn't seem to be an item though. No one like mentions Tyrion holding anything. And we don't see Tyrion holding anything either, so we shall see. We shall see. Are we in Europe? We're in some fantasy land. They mention we're in some fantasy-based, like, something. I forgot what they called it. No one knows what Eye of Horus is, even Tyrion and Ruby. Yeah, we'll see. So Europe. It's like some, Hold on. Oh, that's it. That's the term. Anachronism. It's like, is this anachronism, like, based thing? Like, we have a guy in a suit, but we're also, like, knights and stuff like that. So yeah, anachronism. That's a term. No, there's no need to apologize. You did great. It's totally not Germany based on the names. McCoy has like a... Does it seem to be familiar to you? I mean, McCoy, like Tyrion, like it sounds like posh, like Tyrion Cuthbert is like a really posh name. Nothing really German though. Like Orm maybe German, but then Celeste, McCoy is really like Irish. Like McCoy, that kind of thing. It has like this Irish vibe to it. That's last name, of course. And then, hold on. Like, what other names do we have? Ruby, Timora, I don't know. I can't place that one. Garrick. It just sounds English, like Garrick. And then Arya, like Steelwind, like that's just like anime name. Arya, I don't know in real life people called Arya. It's a common name in media. Not common, but it's used enough. But Arya, yeah. Evocation, transmutation is literally transmuting. Evocation, we don't know. We only have one case of transmutation, like sharpening an object. Like, so we'll see more cases of transmutation. We'll see. And then Flint Heart, it's like English as well. It was only thanks to her. If she hadn't calmed you down, who knows what would happen. But I still don't understand though. Why were there traces of magic on my dad's body? Right, those traces of magic were on the sword and body. Magical traces are particles of magical residue that are left behind when a mage casts a spell. They only linger for 48 hours. That gives you a rough timeline of when and where a spell is cast. Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day? I did. I usually cast it when I train in the morning. That explains why there's a trace on the sword at least. Oh, okay. Did the trace of my sword leave the magical trace on my dad's body? No, magical traces can't be moved around physically. For a spell that leaves to leave a trace, it has to be active when the physical contact is made. Really? What does that mean then? Whoever killed your father had a transmutation spell active at the same time. So a person doesn't have arcane art doesn't mean that person doesn't have magic. Well, Tyrion is the no. If there's no arcane art, they don't have magic. It's just that Tyrion's Eye of Horus is just weird. We don't know what the deal with that is yet. We just don't know the deal with Tyrion's Eye of Horus yet. We just don't know yet. Like, it's an outlier so far. We just don't know. We just don't know the deal with it. So we'll see. We'll see. If there are more things like the eye. I mean, I think Ruby mentioned other eye stuff, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Who knows? Maybe we'll see more eye stuff. We'll see. Eye of Horus is not classified as magic, and most likely some eldritch thingy no one knows about. We'll see then. We'll see how it goes in the game. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I can't believe this. Flintheart McCoy, could you tell me about your father? You'll learn about it. Okay, cool. We'll see then. We'll see. I mean, no one seems to. It's not an item at least, so we'll just see. We'll see. So I know this is difficult after everything that's happened. No, it's okay. If it helps you, I'll try my best to answer your questions. Were you too close? We were. I'm sure you know this by now, but I was adopted by him and my mom. But even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until what? Does this have something to do with argument they had? I see. Are you sure Tyrion is not royalty? Yeah. He has no arcane art. Well, so far, we don't... He was adopted as well, that's the thing. It's like, he nearly calls Ruby his mother. Like, Ruby's his guardian. So, he's adopted as well, so... We'll have to see with Tyrion. He has the eye, but we don't even know what the eye is. That's the thing. We don't know what it is. And he's not recognized as a mage, either. I'm sorry to say this, but... I could hear your argument from the room that night. Can you tell me about what happened? For as long as I can remember, my dad has hated mages. I'm not sure why, but if you ever mentioned magic around him, he'd fly into a rage. So I hid my magic from my family. So why even learn magic in the first place? If you really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without using it. Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use magic to enhance my ability to fight. You don't know Tyrion's family yet. Yeah, it's still early days. We don't know yet. We're still in case 1. We're in case 1. Most mages are in nobility, so people will pay a lot for a stealth sword who can use magic. So that's why she's a mercenary. Tyrion and Celeste are siblings. We'll see. We'll see. But I know now, learning magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell companion. Oh, were you keeping your magic secret then from him? But like, I guess you're just being a mercenary, we didn't tell him that I'm using magic to enhance my abilities. When he confronted me about it, I finally came clean to him. That's when he flew into another one of his rages. He shouted at me, he told me I betrayed him and his family. I'm so sorry. I couldn't imagine how that must have felt. I deserved every bit of it. I knew how much he hated magic, but I learned to use it anyway. If I spelled 100 theories, chances are one of them would be correct. Ha! Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you. No, I could see in his eyes. He hated me. And he died hating me. You feel a sharp pain in your chest as you see that thought. Locked door. So there's a locked door room in the tavern. It's at the very end of the hallway upstairs. The Inquisition probably searched it already, but I want to investigate it to be sure. A locked room at the end of the hallway? That's my room. Do you know how I could get in there? There's only a room in that tavern I haven't investigated. Yeah, just let her in your room. You feel a suspicious gaze from Celeste. What's that look for? I'm your lawyer. I'm not gonna do anything weird. Sorry, you're right. Here, you can have this key to get inside. Celeste's bedroom key. Okay, cool. We move. Celeste's bedroom. You use the key to enter Celeste's room. However, you're startled when you notice that someone isn't there already. I told you. I told you nice. Everything I know. Okay, that's your mother then. That's her mother. What more do you... Oh, aren't you Celeste's attorney? I am? Who are you? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Jolie McCoy. I'm Celeste's mother. Yeah, she's not hiding anything, let's say. She ain't hiding anything. I was at the trial this morning. Okay, good to see you now at least. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for my daughter. This is Celeste's mother. She might be able to tell me more about Flintheart. About that, do you mind if I ask some questions for my investigation? Of course. I can do anything I can to help. So, Flint then. Can you tell me why your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people dislike nobility and associate magic with them. Well, that night, it's like he was furious at Celeste specifically because she was a mage. Oh, he must have talked to Celeste. I wasn't there when the argument happened. I can only imagine what he said to her. Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much? Celeste doesn't know about this, but years ago, Flintheart had a sister named Effie. When we were all children, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce. Oh, okay, Garrick. How old are you? Wait. How old was Flint? 52. But he's 38. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. You're not all the same age, but like, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce. He was the son of the ruling noble at the time. Garrick Pierce? Isn't that the nobleman that was speaking of Stu earlier? We were all separate at a time. Okay, so like, let's say assuming like, so then, what's the age gap? You're 52. You're 38. 12 years time gap. So like, you're like 24 years old, and then he's 12. 14 years gap. 14 then. Okay, even bigger then. So like, you're like 28 years old and he's 12. Cool. I mean, nothing wrong with being friends, but still. It's quite the gap. He'd always taken the time to play with us against his family's wishes. Cool. My guy wants to play the older kids. Well, in this case, adults. Guy's like 24 or like 28 at minimum, at like youngest, and then he's like 20, he's like 14. Or like, I don't know, 12. Let's say 10 and 24. We probably weren't too happy about that. He was quite rebellious back then, but he's a completely different person now. Everything changed when Garrett began learning how to use magic. One day when we were playing together, we wanted to show off the spells he'd learned. He was told not to use magic without his instructor there. He was just too excited. He began casting his spells, but something went horribly wrong. He lost control of his magic and fatally wounded Effie. We've tried to bring her back into town, but by that time it was too late. She was already gone. Oh, okay, cool. I see. That's the murder thing. Okay, cool. So Garrett killed, killed, thingy's, guy. What's his name? Killed Flintheart's sister in a magic accident. So was Garrett convicted? I don't think so because he's still here. Talking to adults when you're younger, to my age were cringe. Jeez. Man's royalty, yeah. He's like, it's a theme of the game where like, they like hammer in that nobility was like, what's the word? They get away with things. The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. House Pierce used the connection to cover up what happened. They even threatened Flintheart's family into keeping quiet. After that, the official story was that Effie was mauled by a wolf. It's not surprising. The nobility seldom take responsibility for their actions, even for a mistake like that. Okay, yeah. Immunity, yeah. Something changed in Flintheart after that. He began speaking out against nobility. Eventually, he started housing rallies in the tavern. Every night, more and more people began listening to his words and joining his cause. The number of people he'd gone under his banner was terrifying. There was even a talk of an outright revolution against the kingdom. That might explain why someone might go out of their way to kill him. I knew how much danger he was putting himself in, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste. Alright, how did Celeste come in? Tell me more about Celeste. How did she become part of the family? It all happened many years ago, back when McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. Okay, cool, she was just left there. We waited weeks for our parents to come by. One of the people from his group, I mean, we do see at the start of the game that Garrick is literally there. This one is pretty like open shut case for the audience, unless like something else happened in the dark. Right now, it's pretty open shut that it was Garrick, based on the cutscene in the game. Unless there's like one final twist in the dark, but we'll see. But so far, case 1 is pretty open shut for the audience. Doubt it's Garrick. We'll see. And that baby was Celeste? Yes, Flintheart and I had always wanted a child, and I thought Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. Okay, so he's just shooting blanks then. But one day I saw Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realized that someone from nobility must have abandoned her at her inn. I didn't care though, I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did too. Okay, cool. How old is Celeste? She's 18, right? Yeah, Celeste is 18. 19 years old. 19... Let's see, 19... 52 minus 19... 52 minus 19 is... 33. Okay, so you were 33... You were... Okay, that's 0 years old. Let's say 34 tops. Let's say 34 tops, and you were... Let's see. 34 tops, and you were 28 tops. I mean, no, that's not too old to have a child still. I guess you just like weren't able to. It happens. I didn't care though. I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did too. Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time? I did. You haven't known her for very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flintheart must have noticed too, but I don't think he wanted to believe it. It's my fault. I still forced him to see the truth. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks that her father hated her because she was a mage. There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her too much, more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. After seeing them together, you figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When he adopted her, it was the first time in decades he had ever seen him so genuinely happy. He must have been really close. More than anything. Do you want to hear a story? Celeste had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink she loved. Ah! I think it was called Lotus Juice, or something like that. Well, Flintheart did everything he could to have it shipped here. Ah. He called it a bunch of favorites with some of his revolutionary friends. Ah. He didn't even get a single bottle of it. Is it really that rare? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it were the only bottle of Lotus Juice in the region. Wait, Lotus Juice. Is this the bottle Flintheart brought? You show a picture of the shattered bottle you found next to Flintheart's body. It is. Oh no, it's gonna surprise her with it. Aww. I found the broken piece next to Flintheart's. Well, I found them in the dining area. That's strange. You've been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really? When was the last time you saw it? Right before I left the house that night. It was right before our big argument. So we just didn't see you at all for the whole time we were there. So he wasn't just laying around in the bar. He decided to retrieve it after the argument. Okay, yeah. Alright, you think you've investigated everything you can for now. There's still one last thing you need to do. One last conversation with Celeste. Alright, what's this painting? It's a painting of a woman with a sort of aquatic animal. Oh, I love that painting. So let's brought it back from our travels. Is that an axolotl? Axolotl? Something like that. Supposedly that woman is named Madeline Kipling. From what I've heard, she runs a wildlife sanctuary for endangered species. Awizotl? The animal in the painting is called a key kit. Okay, it looks like one though. She told me that she really likes them. That's interesting. You weren't aware these kind of creatures ever existed. It's a fancy looking bed. Celeste had it custom made. Wouldn't something like this be really expensive? It was. I was really surprised when she returned from her travels. Apparently she was making a lot of gold from her trip from her job as a mercenary. Wow, you and Flintheart must really be happy for her. We are, but I wish she'd get a less dangerous job. You got a whole dining table in a bedroom. Must have been used for entertaining guests. Doesn't look like it's been seen much use though. It's a door leading to the upstairs hallway. Okay, cool. Alright, back to Celeste. Oops. Oh, you're back. Did you forget something? Actually, there's one thing I want to talk to you about. Oh? Earlier you said something like, I can't let go. You said that your father died hating you. But after everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true. Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. Just be want to reach to her. If she keeps believing how he hated her, that thought will eat away for the rest of her life. You know that better than anyone. He's just lying to make me feel better. It looks like that won't be this simple. You need to win an argument against her if you want to see the truth. Celeste believes her father died hating her. Okay, so we get this out of the way right away. Like I'd think like what's it called? They do this like at the end of the case, like she still feels sad about it, but then you tell her at the end. We do it now though. After seeing them together and learning about them, you know that can't possibly be true. You need to convince her of that. You know, I know you're trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it, but everyone knows my father had hated mages. Always hated. There's no reason behind it. There's no reason behind it. Oh, there is a reason behind it. His sister. I don't know if that's my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much. What? Okay, because you don't even know yourself then. You never asked. When Flintheart was a child, he had a younger sister. She was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he hated such a... Yeah, that's why he has such intense hatred for magic. I never knew. But it doesn't change anything. There's all the more reason for him to hate me. He was selfish of me to learn magic. I knew how much he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyway. Magic killed someone he loved. No wonder he's furious. Selfish? Okay, oh yeah, your occupation. You didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned it to save your family after your tavern was shut down. You're a good person, Celeste. And you did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that. Just shut up. What? Just shut up. Just stop it. Whatever composure he had before is slowly breaking down. You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me. In his final moments, he could only think of how I betrayed him. I could see in his eyes. There's no way he'd ever forgive me. And then the bottle. Take a look at this picture, Celeste. What? A shattered bottle? Wait, is that a bottle of lotus juice? Do you know where I found this? On the floor in your family's inn. He's talking with Garrick, yeah. He was talking with Garrick in his final moments, yeah. That can't possibly be true. I tried to find it here and there. Find it here, but no one says it in Wyvern. Your father knew how much you loved the drink. So any person can only use one type of magic. That's what it seems like, yeah. It's like they have Garrick here also with like transmutation magic, only evocation magic for Arya, only transmutation for Celeste. That's what it seems like, at least. You can only have one type. I had it imported for you. What? He did that. Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything. That doesn't change anything. If he did that all for me, it was before he knew my secret. I'm sure he would never have done that if he knew the truth.
That's not true at all. What the hell do you know about him? You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? Did you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? But I know the truth. There's no way he'd ever forgive me for what I did. It's not the fact that he brought that drink for you. It's also where the bottle was, well, when it shattered. What do you mean? Your mother said the bottle was stowed away in her room before your argument. But I found the shattered bottle in the lobby, where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. That can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended. What? Why would he have it? It's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He's going to give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you. He was going to apologize? Your father loved you, Celeste. And as tragic as it was, he was going to try and apologize to you before he was murdered. I don't like this. My daughter, working as a mercenary of all things. Come on, Dad. You know I can handle myself. I doubt it. But you still shouldn't have risked your life. Risked your necks for our sakes. They closed the inn, Dad. You want me to survive unless I do. It's sweet at least. Well, he died, but it's still sweet at least. That he was trying to, like, make up for it. Even though he does, like, hate mages with a passion. Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter. And we'll love you until the day we die. Ah, How could I ever think that? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad. Celeste had barely been keeping it together throughout the whole argument, but her realization is finally causing her to break down. He's cool, yeah. I mean, he went like full revolutionary out of hate, but we'll see how that goes. If we see more of his friends or something. She begins crying loudly as he quickly embraces you. In this cold, dark place, he probably hadn't felt the warmth of any kind for days. Days? It's only been like 2 days, I think, at tops. You're caught off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this whole time. It looks like you gives you a warm smile. It's probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since this whole ordeal started. Thank you. But is everything really gonna be okay? I'll make sure of it. I'll just get justice for you and your father. It doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're a man, king or god. You're completely different now. What happened to that nervous wreck from before? Please forget about that. Anyway, take some time to rest. Okay, I wanna see Tyrion have more issues though. Like, if he's fully confident now, I wanna see him, you know, have more issues down the line. We'll see. He's too composed now. With that, you've done everything you can for now. You've learned a lot about what happened the night of the murder. You just hope it's enough. But even with your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned. Cool. Has Pierce told you all the details, Mr. Rudolph? Will you remember them? Yes, I pride myself in my eidetic memory. Just so there are no misunderstandings, I do not approve of this. You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. There's no possible way I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. We don't know what sort of tricks Ruby Tamora might pull tomorrow. Just see this as a way of securing a just verdict. Okay, cool. There's like some setup with the nobleman, but like it doesn't seem Arya is too keen on it either. So we'll see where that goes. Alright, it's time. Hello, Cuthbert. Oh, hi, Miss Tamora. You're a lot less... What episode is this? Episode 1. This is the first case. You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. I'm glad to see you're finally getting used to things. So, what did you find in your investigation? You tell Miss Tamora about everything you've learned. There weren't a lot of clues to that point to what actually happened. Yeah, I know a lot of details about the crime scene, but not about the crime itself. Yeah, that comes out in court, then. This means I have to rely solely on pointing out contradictions in the testimonies. Being reactive to the prosecution's moves is a valid strategy. Honestly, I think it's a miracle that you got the commander to cooperate with you all. Right, you almost forgot. Commander White It appears to really have it out for Miss Tamora. Actually, I want to ask you about that. Did something happen between you and Commander White? Miss McCoy, please proceed to the courtroom with your counsel. Let's go, Tyrion. The trial's about to start. You should go. The judge is waiting. Right. Another secret is left buried between you two. We'll see then. I feel like she's gonna die though. Like, Tamora has vibes of dying. At some point. Court is now resumed for the trial of Celeste McCoy. Let's review the proceedings from yesterday. Yesterday, the defense presented some shocking oversights made during the investigation. Yes, I personally saw to it that the investigation was conducted properly this time. I see. I suppose that puts my mind at ease. At yesterday's trial, we found an inconsistency between the crime scene photo and the autopsy report. Because of this, the defense tried to push the following narrative, that a third party must have interfered with the crime scene to frame the defendant. However, the prosecution has discovered another explanation. Because of that, the individual who discovered the body would like to testify on what he saw that night. His eyewitness account will clear up what happened. Interesting. It's my understanding that the individual in question asked to remain anonymous. Supposedly, the witness was within a gallery of the trial yesterday. After yesterday's proceedings, he felt he couldn't stay silent any longer. So that's her plan. But why would the witness change his mind like that? Did Steelwind persuade him, or is something else happening here? Very well. Let's hear from this witness. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. My name is Rice Reginald Rudolph. I'm a chauffeur of the equine variety. Occupation servant. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid of that profession. He means to say he's a carriage driver. Oh, I see. But in any case, it's like trying to make your job sound fancy when it's so simple. It's my understanding you found the body. Am I correct, Mr. Rudolph? Rudolph appears to be writing something in the notebook. He writes with incredible speed. His pen only touches the paper for maybe a second before he's filled the entire page. Mr. Rudolph? Ah, forgive me. Okay, yeah, there's no sprite for that. I was merely taking notes on the people in this room. Taking notes? The witness has a certain compulsion to keep a record of every event that he witnesses. I see. Then I assume we will receive an accurate testimony of how you found the body. Actually, I witnessed more than that. I saw the crime being committed, and I wrote down everything I saw. Ah? That's quite the claim. If that's true, why did you choose to remain silent until now? We initially concluded the evidence alone was decisive enough. Therefore, he saw no need at the time to present for testimony. However, those circumstances changed during yesterday's trial. There's no way the prosecution wouldn't leverage eyewitness testimony from the start. Something else is happening here. Very well. Mr. Rudolph, please testify to the court what you saw last night. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. This occurred at 1:28. We worried that something was amiss and walked into the establishment to see what commotion was about. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by a blue glow of the dining room lights. Oh, okay, we got it. Literally this. Blue glow while the maid's blade is yellow. She had stabbed Flintheart McCoy and was channeling magic into her sword. She removed her sword from Flintheart's chest. As he slowly turned to face her, she stabbed him in the front again. She soon realized that I witnessed the heinous crime. She let the body fall to the ground and fled the scene. Okay, easy. It's the glow. Incredible. If everything occurred as the witness described, and I see no room for debate. Of course. The evidence has always been irrefutable. You don't remember seeing him when you left to look for Celeste. But it's pretty dark. Celeste, did you see this man last night? No. Trained you for this. And I didn't see him when I ran out of the tavern that night. So he has to be lying. Does that mean he's the one who killed my dad? She tried her best to hide it. You can sense her restlessness. It's hard to say right now, but it's definitely a possibility. The defense may now begin cross-examination. Okay, cool, easy peasy. It's the glow for the sword.
blue glow. Yeah, no. It's the...
Objection!
It's yellow. Your Honor, it's clear... Not yet, then? Guess... Okay, there's no health bar. We're allowed to just keep going with this. There's no health bar. Okay, fine. We're gonna press this first, then. You sound certain that you saw my client and the victim. How are you so sure it was them? So you're not gonna press. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, usually it's like press first and then present just to be sure there's no like extra detail they want to mess around with. Flintheart made himself quite known in the region through his social activism, and young Celeste dresses in a manner that's far wealthier than the townsfolk of Cornhaven. Do you live in the same town as the McCoys? How would you know this? I don't live there, but my work brings me there quite frequently. The witness's place of residence is still bearing on his testimony. What matters is that he was there when the murder occurred. Why is Stillwind deflecting questions about his personal life? Training Hiding Chronicle. Ah. No, but it literally is that's the contradiction. The blue glow. Oh, blue glow. The dining room lights. Fine. The lights don't work.
Objection!
There's no lights. There's no lights. Okay, fine. That's the... Okay, I was on the right track. Is the glow, but... Right, it's just that there was no power going on. Mr. Rudolph, you testified you saw my client murdering the victim. And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so. Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. He looks like he looks like Rackham. He looks like Rackham from Grand Blue. I just can't help look at him and think of that. Like the beard and the hair. And R for his name. The moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. What? Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. My accusation is far from baseless, Prosecutor Steelwind. Take a look at this report. The dining room lights are artificial lights that are powered by arcane power cells. However, that same arcane power cell was broken during the time of the murder. The dining room lights had no energy, and the room would have been pitch black. The witness couldn't have seen anything, unless it's a homicide. Wait, I can explain. There's no need, witness. You could have easily seen another source of light. Perhaps one of them poisoned the candle because of the blackout. The witness clearly described a blue light. A candle or lantern couldn't emit colour like that. But the witness was clearly mistaken. The witness records everything he sees in a notebook. He even remembers the exact times that each event occurred. So why would he be incorrect about such clear and obvious detail? No, what the witness saw was clearly some form of magic, and due to the lack of power, it could have been artificery. It must have been an arcane spell. That's it. What is it, witness? It must have been an incorrect assumption. Please, allow me to revise my testimony. First case pretty easy, yeah. It's the first case, so it makes sense. If the witness wants to revise testimony, I see no harm in obliging. And you, Mr. Cuthbert, if he thinks he saw something different, it's only fair to hear him out. You tear through his lies no matter what he does. Witness testimony. It was revealed that Flintheart was killed using magic. It must have been Flintheart's daughter channeling a magic spell. The spell was called Maid's Blade, am I right? That's it, the blue glow I saw must have been created by Maid's Blade. Okay, easy. It's way easier, at least later games. Okay. Alright, cool. So it's not, I'm not going to expect like... Well, I know it's not as long, the trials. We'll see if anything catches me out. I see. So the blue light that you saw came from the defendant's magic. Cuthbert, you may proceed to cross-examination. With pleasure. Okay, easy. This is literally the blue light. It's a yellow light from Maid's Blade.
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you don't know much about magic, do you? Of course not. Are you trying to say that I should have recognized Celeste's Maid's Blade? Ugh. No, I admit that you probably don't know about Maid's Blade. You're not gonna press again. I mean, it's obvious the point. Like, press is like if there's no clear fault, let's say. But that's exactly where your mistake was. My mistake. Mr. Rudolph, if you were aware of how Mage's Blade works, then you would know that the spell emits a yellow radiant glow. Which means the blue glow you saw couldn't have been Mage's Blade. Which is ridiculous. I'll grant you that the witness clearly remembers seeing a blue glow, but what significance could a humanity have? It's extremely significant, prosecution of Steel Wind. If the witness did see a blue magical glow, he must have witnessed another spell at the scene. Preposterous. Don't have any evidence to back up that claim. That blue light made a large impression on the witness. He wrote it down in his book, and he specifically mentioned the colour. There's no way you'd have been mistaken about something like that. So what did you really see, Mr. Rudolph? Did you see the client at the scene casting a spell that he couldn't possibly cast? Or did you see another mage at the scene? Well... Your Honor, the defense has no right to accuse the witness like this. Let me remind you that perjury is a crime, Mr. Rudolph. If you are found to have lied in your testimony, you will be prosecuted. Wait, please. Now, that is quite enough of that. Garrick Pierce suddenly steps down the gallery and walks to the witness stand. He's breaking every possible rule in the book, but no one's in the room to stop him. The bailiff looks at the judge nervously, but the judge just narrows his eyes and carefully watches Pierce. Pierce, meanwhile, shoves the still flustered Rudolph off to the stand and begins his address in the courtroom. What's he even doing here? I will not stand by while you harass my servant. Pierce, we discussed this. There's no need for you to take the stand. And what, pray tell, did they discuss? Okay, yeah, it's like, it's second person narration, but then it's Tyrion's thoughts in his head sometimes. It's like, I feel they should have just stuck to first person. It's like, it reads a bit awkward sometimes when it does that. Which rock did he come from? Ha. Nonsense, I have nothing to hide. If you had done your job properly, I would have needed to intervene. For the first time, Stillness is going to control the situation. What's the meaning of this still wind? Who is this man? This is Garrick Pierce, Your Honor. That is Lord Garrick Pierce to you, Steelwind. I am the honourable heir to the Pierce noble house. In any case, I must apologise. I'm afraid that these misunderstandings are entirely my fault. What do you mean? You see, Rudolph wasn't the one who witnessed the crime that fateful night. It was me. I was the one who witnessed the crime. I had my driver report the body so that I could remain anonymous. What? Are you saying you had Rudolph lie for you? I simply dictated to him what I saw and then repeat that to law enforcement. So he did commit perjury. Yeah, still. I simply wouldn't do that for a member of the nobility to appear. I simply wouldn't do for a member of the nobility to appear in court. Lord Pierce, regardless of your intentions, this is a very clear act of perjury. Okay, cool. At least the judge points it out. But from the look on the judge's face, you can easily tell he won't face any actual consequences. Ha! 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 I understand, and I will accept the consequences of that. Nothing. But I would be remiss if Rudolph's shoddy testimony allowed that girl to escape her crimes. Please let me testify to what I saw that night. Very well. This is highly irregular, but I believe the court will benefit from hearing your testimony. However, no other misconduct. Does he have facial expressions? He does, yeah, he does. He has like the eye bulge expression at one point. He does have expressions, yeah. Very well. On the night of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep, so I went on a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building. Curious, I stopped my carriage and took a step inside the establishment when I saw the scene inside. I saw the defendant stabbing that poor man twice with her sword. Garrick Pierce, he's a member of the nobility. That means he's probably a mage, right? And he's the only other mage that was there that night. Does that mean... There's no doubt about it. He's the only person that could have left a trace of transmutation on the body. He has to be the mage that we're looking for. Sorry, that must have been a lot for you right now. I think we just press for now. There's nothing to, like, outright say yet. Like, at most it's like, where'd the light come from? When he has to say himself. Don't worry about me. If I wasn't taking him down... Unable to sleep, But whatever, we'll talk about that. It seems like a strange way to pass the time. Not that you believe him for a second. The witness's eccentricities are besides the point, but manages that he was clearly at the scene. I wouldn't quite put it that way, but nevertheless. How would we when they heard a loud commotion? Okay, yeah, then how do you see inside? There's a big red button in front of you. If he was at the tavern entrance, that would mean he was here. Okay, yeah, cool. Now that means he's there. You saw the entire scene from the tavern entrance. It would be quite dark considering the lights weren't operational, even if my client was using maze at the time. Ah, of course, I'd forgotten that detail. I couldn't see what was happening, so I used my magic to illuminate the scene. You used magic at the crime scene? Yes, I remember it clearly. I conjured the blue light to illuminate the scene. That same blue light must have been what the driver saw. I thought that Rudolph didn't witness the crime scene at all. If I had to guess, Rudolph must have seen the blue light from the carriage. He must have made that detail part of his testimony earlier. It actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Rudolph was so sure he saw a blue light. It would have been strange if he was lying about that. Anyway, that was the spell that you used to illuminate the crime scene. It was the Conjure Light spell. Conjure Light. Conjuration, Lux O, Gesture None. Okay, it's Conjuration, so... Okay, cool, fine. So we can do more... He's Transmutation, but I guess you can do, like, other spell schools, at least. But you have, like, a specialty, I guess. That's what it seems like, because, yeah, his classification is Transmutation, but it's a Conjuring spell. For the duration of the spell, a mote of magical light appears in the caster's hands. The color of this light is chosen by the caster, and we change that will for the spell's durations. The mote of light, 15 feet and no further. You have to be close in. Cool, we got you. When he used magic at the crime scene, I'd like for his spell compendium to be added to the court record. I see no reason to invade the witness's privacy like that over a trivial illumination spell. Okay, 15 feet, yeah, not enough. Defense will need a stronger reason to requisition this witness's spell compendium. Right you are, Your Honor. Your witnessdom is truly befitting of your station. Oh, shut up. I use Conjure Light. Okay, yeah, from there, impossible, because the map is to, like, 15 feet, so, like, that's only, like, 15 feet, so that's only 3 squares. Like, even 3 squares ahead of you, that's still this area. That's not enough.
Objection!
Lord Pierce, you said that you illuminated the crime scene from the tavern entrance, and you only took a single step into the building? Of course. I remember it very clearly. I stood only at the entrance. In that case, I'd like for you to take a close look at the map of the tavern. If we take a look at the map, that would place you here, where the W is. Blind. Pretty much, yeah. He'd have to be blind if he was actually there. Am I correct? Of course I was. I do not know what you wish to achieve by having me repeat this fact. Well, I find it interesting that you illuminated the crime scene from all the way back there, considering that Conjure Light was only illuminates within 15 feet. What? The spell's range is irrelevant. You've already established that the victim would have been illuminated by Maze Blade. During the testimony, Lord Pierce clearly stated that he couldn't see what was happening. That's why he cast Conjure Light in the first place. He's flabbergasted, yeah. However, Conjure Light doesn't work like a normal light source. It only provides illumination up to 15 feet from the caster and no further. If he had stayed at this entrance, his spell would have done anything to help illuminate the scene. What does this mean? Okay, yeah, there's his, like, eyes bulging expression. Lord Pierce, did you illuminate the crime scene or not? Well, I can answer that question for you, Your Honor. Lord Pierce did illuminate the crime scene. He illuminated it because he was standing right where it happened. Mr. Cuthbert, shouldn't say Lord Pierce was that close to where the murder occurred. How would that be possible? Well, there's only one way the scenario could make sense, Your Honor. And that would be if Garrett Pierce was the one who murdered Flint Hart. Hold on for a moment. This is absurd. I could easily have used a different spell to illuminate the room. And which spell would that be, Pierce? The name escapes me. I'm not sure which one it was now that I think about it. You idiot. Well, maybe we can figure it out together. When you relinquish your spell companion to the court. What? This is clear violation of my privacy. Steelwind, why aren't you objecting to this? If you had listened to my instructions, you wouldn't be in this situation. You made your bed, now lie in it. Steelwind, you treacherous. That's enough. It appears that the prosecution has no objections. With everything that has occurred, I must ask that Lord Pierce relinquishes spell companion to the court. Garrett Pierce's spell compendium. Garrett Pierce's spell compendium. It contains the following formulas for the following spells: Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frost Wave, and Shape Liquid. Prestigation creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. The effect will last for as long as they can maintain concentration on the spell. Okay, that's just evocation. Okay. Snap of the fingers. Okay, it just looks cool. Conjure Water causes water to flood the caster's hand. The water will flow so long. Wait, okay, cool. But then he doesn't have Mage Blade. Anything caught within its range is hit with a blast of cold air. Liquid hit will be immediately frozen and organic life will enter hypothermia. Shape Liquid. We consume the spell, cause it can magically generate up to 10 liters of liquid and form it into a complex shape. At any time, you can choose to freeze and solidify it. Oh, okay. Okay, no, yeah. He must have used Shape Liquid and made a blade out of that. And that's why it disappeared. He must have, like, with the alcohol from lotus juice, he used that to then make a sword out of lotus juice. Maybe we need to pay attention to the incantation in the future. Yeah, that's probably going to be a point, because, like, it's literally, yeah, it's a detail that's not brought up yet, but it seems important. We got his spell compendium. Without this case as good as yours. Or is it? Okay, okay, yeah, I'm not big on this narration style. It's a bit awkward. She didn't even try to stop you from taking a spell compendium. She wouldn't let that happen just despite Lord Pierce. She definitely still has something up her sleeve. Your Honor, I've looked at the spells in Lord Pierce's compendium. Conjure Light is the only spell that he can cast that would shed a blue light. The surrender's testimony in many of his statements false. You can already hear Lord Pierce grinding his teeth. Your Honor, Lord Pierce... So what is this screen? I don't even know. I think it's just like in court. They haven't mentioned it anywhere yet. It's just like, it's literally just how they get court records out. But no one holds anything. Without having sprites to hold stuff. Only royalty can use magic. It's probably just like some digital court stuff. It's probably just some digital court stuff. The defense argues that this presents enough reasonable doubt to acquit the defendant. I acknowledge that Lord Pierce's actions are quite suspect. However, I will not pass a verdict just yet. There is much more we need to learn. Where are we? Magic Fantasyland, named Wyvern something. It's one big, like, anachronism. Most likely how official documents are stored, yeah. Something like that. We just accept it. Magic documents, yeah. Something like that. What? That's not how it works. We proved that there's a reasonable doubt. That should be enough to acquit me, right? In a normal case, maybe, but it's different from this trial. It is what it is, yeah. The public won't accept an unsolved homicide unless we can unequivocally prove your innocence. The court will keep drawing out this case. What? That's not fair. This is how the system works. Our court system doesn't exist to exact justice. It's just so the kingdom can save face. No. However, the court will be suspending trial of Celeste McCoy until further notice, until Lord Pierce can be investigated as a possible subject. Oh, okay, is there another...
Objection!
Okay, now. We go right into it. A possible suspect? The very idea of that is preposterous, Your Honor. Damn it, you knew she was planning something. Yeah. It should be first person, frankly speaking. It takes you out of it a bit, not gonna lie. Let's revisit the basic facts of the case, shall we? Flintheart McCoy was murdered using a blade with transmutation spell active on it. Cuthbert, why don't you tell me the spell as Lord Pierce knows? Yeah, then he used freaking frozen water with shape liquid. Right? His spells are Prestigation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frost Wave, and Shape Liquid. Okay, yeah. You could just use Conjure Water and then combine it with Shape Liquid. Piss easy. Can use multiple types of magic, yeah. It seems they have a specialty, like... What's it called? Like the high level ones are all like transmutation, it seems. Like these ones that are like really nutso. But you can use like conjuration as well and evocation as well. You've realized it too, haven't you? Lord Pierce doesn't know any transmutation spells that can be channeled through a solid object. The transmutation found at the scene. I mean, I think it's like he used transmutation. He created water with conjure water, and then used transmutation shaped liquid on the water to make a blade out of water, and then stab him. That's my guess. That's my assumption on it. That's my assumption on it. What? That can't be right. And then water just evaporates. That's my assumption. We'll see. We'll see. You're quite right. You're absolutely right, Lady Steelwind. I couldn't have possibly committed the murder. You can use multiple arcane spells, yeah. That's what it seems like. They specialize in specific ones, yeah. With that in mind, that would leave the defendant as the only possible killer. That he was the only other mage there. He has to be the real murderer. He doesn't know any other transmutation can affect a solid object. We can't prove that he stabbed him while casting magic. Wait a second. How did he do it again? She's right. How did he do it then? If there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound, then Flintheart was definitely stabbed with something special. But none of this transmutation can affect the steel blade. Does that mean he used something else? The defense did cast some doubt on the witness testimony. It's magic, yeah. There's combinations that they're overlooking. Nevertheless, I must conclude that he could not have possibly committed the murder. With that in mind, please wait, Your Honor. We still can't conclude that Lord Pierce, he pierced him. There's no like punny names so far, but like at most, like yeah, Lord Pierce, the one who stabbed him, he pierced through him. Lady Steelwind said it herself, you commoner. I don't know what spells can be channeled through a metal blade. He's right. What can only mean... You didn't use a metal blade, did you? He's fearful. What nonsense is this? The autopsy report states that a wound was created by a blade. If he didn't channel magic through a blade, how could he possibly have committed a crime? Yes, your claim seems quite contrary to the facts thus far, Mr. Cuthbert. Which spell did Lord Pierce use to commit murder? It's freaking thing. Shape liquid. You see, Your Honor, Garrett Pierce didn't kill the victim using a sword. He killed him using an object shaped like a sword. What? I'm afraid I don't quite understand, Mr. Cuthbert. I'd like for you the court to take a look at Lord Pierce's spell compendium. Garrett Pierce knows a seemingly insignificant spell called Shape Liquid. With it he can control a body of water and shape it into a complex shape he wants. But he can freeze that liquid, maintaining its current shape, a shape like a sword. What? Oh, is it possible that he... What do you have to say for yourself, Lord Pierce? What do I have to say? Pierce's breathing becomes frantic. He's clearly not used to being put in a corner like this. You can see his stress and frustration emanating through the eye of Horus.
You have him now. Time for the finishing blow. Use the fighting game combo. I'll tell you exactly what I have to say, you commoner. I'm the one on trial here, not you. No, I'm not the one on trial here. We're here because that bastard child didn't know her place. She's just a peasant, yet she still learned the arcane arts. And look what happened. I saw the murder, I witnessed everything. Like I used our holy arts to murder the father and hit a bit of rage. I mean, you couldn't have, because... how, pray tell, did you see everything? If you recall, you testified that you took a single step inside the inn. Well, you would have needed to be within 15 feet of my client to see my client conjure light. Miss again. If you're gonna keep treading on that one detail, but I admit it, I stepped further in the inn. I kept that detail on my testimony, all because I knew that you'd use it to cast suspicion on me. Lord Pierce. But you didn't just keep that detail from your testimony. You testified the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury. No, I mean... you misrule wench. Perjury by Garrick Pierce. Garrick has been openly admitted to committing perjury in the courtroom. His lies haven't gone unnoticed. And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you needed to be within 15 feet of my client. According to your testimony, my client had just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you? If you were that close, you'd have been surely close enough to apprehend her. Why didn't you? Did you have any duty to your citizens? Shut up. Shut up your dirty peasant mouth. That woman was armed. I had no reason to put my life in danger. She was wielding her sword after the murder. I was terrified when I saw her holding that bloody sword. My life was in danger. What? No, it's in his body. She can't wield it. It's inside his body. I think that's what we do. It's inside his body, so yeah, the sword is in his body, so there's no way it'd be But that can't be right, can it, Lord Pierce? This photo of the crime scene shows the sword was left in the victim's body. How could she be wielding the sword if she left it in there? What? I mean, we could easily say that the sword was placed back inside it, but he's on the edge, so he can't think. Still, Wind, why aren't you saying anything? What? Killer Steelwind has lost her usual air of confidence. You find it strange, though. Even when you've had the advantage, she always maintained her usual poise. Lord Pierce, please get us together. I can remain calm when this charlatan is trying to frame me. It's a complete travesty of our justice system. I came here to testify to reveal the truth. Testify against this criminal. She's from the court. Good luck placing the sword in without making a second stab wound. True. Yeah, no, but you lied over time. You talk about justice, but you committed several acts of perjury to twist the truth outcome of the trial. You're clearly not acting in good faith. You don't care about justice. You just want to further your agenda. So admit it, Pierce. You created a makeshift sword using shaped liquid, and you used it to impale Flintheart. You shoved my client's sword into the wounds, while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it? What? Lord Pierce? My apologies, Your Honor. It's just that I realized something absolutely hilarious. What? Has he lost his mind? The defense put forward an interesting theory, but there's one problem with it. And what's that? I think you said it yourself. You shoved Celeste's sword into the wound while the remnants of the murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it? You see, it would have been a perfect crime. Because any evidence to support that theory would have evaporated with that frozen blade. What? Okay, so we have to trust her. Okay, yeah. Issue, yeah, it's freaking water. Oh no, is it transmutation then? It's transmutation. There's a freaking transmutation hexagram in the photo. So we're chill. The cover is just Crystal's pose, 1-for-1. He's right. If he used an ice blade to kill Flintheart, it would have evaporated by now. But that means there would be nothing left of the murder weapon. Hexagram? Yeah, I mean, it's literally... Yeah, it's literally here. Like,
It means that transmutation magic was used. So, is this big ass hexagram? So it's still like evidence. Are we gonna overlook, or is it not enough? Is it not strong enough? You have spun quite a tale here today, but in the end, you didn't have the sort of evidence to support it, do you? You have nothing on me. Is there anything we can do? You become quiet. Tyrion, why doesn't he say anything? Is he really hopeless? What is just one look of expression on your face? Any worry she has instantly disappears. Oh no, the expression on your face is the same expression you made every time you defeated her. We got checkmate then. What is this? You glare at me, or you can glare at me all you want. It won't change the fact you've lost. I despise people like you. You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the innocent lives of innocent people. But as long as I'm here, I'll never let that happen again.
Naught can remain concealed.
What did I just do? Your head feels about to burst. The pain is unbearable and overwhelming. At the same time, you feel an extreme sense of clarity, as if you can see more than you could before. Can't believe that peasant pushed me this far. Once again, you see Pierce's thoughts through the eye of Horus. But this sensation feels different from how it usually is. It's more intense and potent. It's almost as if you can do more than read his thoughts. Empowered Eye. Okay, cool. Eye of Horus powered up. You've activated the Empowered Eye. With it, you're able to do more than just see the witness's thoughts. You're able to affect what they think about it. Project items into Pierce's mind to evoke thoughts in him. You want to project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight. Once insight gauge is filled, you have everything you need to implicate him. Okay, cool. So we can like, yeah, we're manipulating his mind. So project what though? Oh, project his sister. Why am I thinking about such a thing? We need to project some evidence into the murder. Okay, we can't let him think about his sister just yet. Well, Flintheart's sister. The crime scene. Even now that image is lingering in my mind. I didn't expect the evidence experience to have such an effect on me. You have anything you can use? Try something else. His compendium? No, it's the sword. One ornate sword. Even this is high-level arcane shenanigans that can affect people mentally. Yeah. We'll see. We don't even know what the Eye of Horus is. They probably explain at some point, but like, it's mad OP. It's mad OP. Like, yeah, like we can manipulate his thoughts into like giving more thoughts for us to like think about. What's an ornate sword? I wonder how a commoner like her obtains such a thing. I wonder if this Inquisition will let me have it once a girl is convicted. Okay, cool. Try something else. Best thing is that no one knows about it. Yeah, no one knows about it yet. We don't, even ourselves is like, Tyrion is like, yeah, I don't know, I haven't since I was young, innit? Let's do Rudolph. How am I thinking such a thing? Okay, no, it has to be evidence. The map. What is the murder? His compendium? I already have an affinity of water magic, don't I? I should really learn some new spell formulas. Maybe a visit to the academies in order. Okay, cool. His testimonies? There's no... Okay, lotus juice? No. She only knows one spell? Of course she would. It's not as if Indian academies would admit someone like her. Okay, cool. At least we get some more background thoughts on him. The broken power cell? No. What other evidence do we not have then? We did the sword, the bedroom key. No. Celeste's occupation? No. What else do we have? His spell compendium we did already. His perjury. Project a piece of evidence. Profiles and spells. Oh yeah, it's saying. Okay, cool. Let's do Flintheart himself. Okay, cool. Flintheart. How did it come to this? No, he was the one who chose to spread dissidence against the crown. You should have known that would happen. If it wasn't for me, it would have been someone else. Doesn't give you anything you can use. You should try something else. I mean, if it wasn't for you, yeah. I can't believe Flintheart, of all people, ended up taking in a noble bastard. From what I hear, even he didn't know what she was. Serves her right. To give you anything you can use, let's do ourselves. That lawyer is the protege of the infamous Ruby Timora. Suppose I should have expected as much, but I never expected him to get this far. I need to be more wary of him in the future. This doesn't give you anything you can use. How about Arya? No, nothing about Arya. Let's do yourself. Nope. Your ego trip would help you. I wonder how Jolie's handling all this. Why am I thinking of her now? Of all times. That peasant is no importance to me. Okay, cool. He has the hots for her. Oh, so you called her Jolie, not Jolene. Okay, cool. Yeah, you have something for her. You have the hots for her. Anybody would. Ha! Conjure water. I should have used this spell to create the blade. No, it was safer to use the bottle that he was holding. Conjuring my own water. Oh, okay, yeah, I was right then. He used the lotus juice, liquid, to. Okay, he can just. Okay, yeah, he used the lotus juice liquid to then. Okay. Water from a bottle? Wait, a bottle? Well then, as riveting as this has been, I believe it's time for me to take my leave. There we go, yeah. Now wait a minute, Pierce. What is it now, you wretch? I'll say as many times as you need to hear. There is no evidence of liquid-fied weapon at the crime scene. Yet a bottle. You're right, Pierce. If you did use shape liquid on a bottle of water, the murder weapon would have evaporated quickly. If he would use conjure water, he'd have left conjuration trace behind. Ah. Okay, yeah, he'd have left like conjuration plus transmutation. So it would have like been obvious then. Okay. Makes sense. But okay, yeah, it was the lotus juice. Yeah, it's like they say that all magic leaves a trace behind. So there must be a conjuration trace. I need to take all the thoughts my target may have. Ah. There's lots of like funny details, yeah. Especially with Jolene. If you use shape liquid on the body of water, the murder weapon will have evaporated quick entirely. Seems you finally gotten that fact through that thick head. Bravo. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Pierce. What if you didn't use shape liquid on a body of water? Go if you can try to predict random clues into their mind to see what they think about some things and people. Like we do see that a bit. Like we see him think about what's her face? Celeste, like low, she only knows one spell, like commoner, low. And like his thoughts towards Jolene is like he has a thing for her at least. And what he thinks about us shows that how much effort they put in the game. They even got Shady Cicada to make the OST. Yeah, I saw like the person who made the OST did like a lot of like Ace Attorney jazz covers or something. What are you going on about? Pierce, shape liquid doesn't just work on water. It works in all kinds of liquids. This shattered bottle contained liquid that you cast a spell on, didn't it? He's shown a picture of a shattered bottle of lotus juice. That bottle. Pierce, I found this shattered bottle on the ground near the victim's body. I wonder what caused it to shatter. You must have decided to use any liquid you could find. Lucky for you, the victim was holding the perfect quantity of liquid in his hands. I wonder, Lord Pierce, if I had someone analyze the piece of the bottle, will we find traces of transmutation magic? You little... That still proves nothing. So what if there are traces of magic on the shattered bottle? Okay, but has it been 48 hours? That's the problem. Has it been 48 hours? Because if it's 48... They mentioned that traces disappear in 48 hours. So... We'll see. Yeah, different colors. Like with this one here, like for the photo, it's like a yellow hexagram for transmutation. You still don't have a murder weapon. I wasn't finished, Pierce. What? You see, the liquid contained in the bottle wasn't water. It was soda. So? What difference does that make? A blade of ice made of liquid would have evaporated entirely. But a blade of ice made of soda would have a puddle of dried residue. No, it can't be. I wonder why such a circular trace of magic why there was such a circular trace of magic under the body. If we check the outline of the trace, I bet we find dried puddle of soda residue. That would prove you used magic on the soda. That's your murder weapon, Pierce. And that's checkmate. Bailiff, tell Orem to analyze the crime scene at once. We must determine if this puddle of soda residue exists. The time window to find traces of magic is closing. Okay, cool. She does bring up the 48-hour limit. Coke solved the murder case. Ha. So we had the team search the crime scene for the soda puddle. I really can't believe it, but we found it. In fact, the outline of the puddle of the soda lines up exactly with the trace of the transmutation magic. We checked the broken bottle too. There were traces of transmutation magic on it as well. There's no doubt that someone used magic on the bottle, on the soda. I see. Thank you, Orem. Please escort Lord Pierce back to the stand. Also, we almost don't have a fancy Cuthbert breakdown animation in this game. Yeah, we have him like almost break down, but then that was before he got composure back. What do you have to say for yourself, Pierce? What do you think you've accomplished here today? Do you honestly think you can indict me? I'm an aristocrat from the highest echelons of our society. That fool of a man was an insurgent. He was a threat to society, and I did my civic duty by removing him.
Objection!
Bailiff, please escort the witness to the holding cell. Steelwind. First-degree murder is punishable by execution, Lord Pierce. I suggest you remain silent, lest you incriminate yourself further. What? You can't be serious. Shut your insidious mouth. Well, what are you waiting for? Take him away. Yes, take him away at once. Okay. I don't know, maybe she's like, she wants to like, she became a prosecutor to like, make sure that the no, I don't know, we'll see. She doesn't seem bad though, like, she doesn't come with any bias. She doesn't come in with like, oh yeah, I want 100% win rate record or something. We'll see. We'll see what her case is down the line. But she seems like more honourable from the get-go. I can't believe it. We actually won. Tyrion, there's not even not guilty. Like, the judge doesn't even say like, oh, I hereby announce that Celeste McCoy is not guilty. There's none of that either. Tyrion, it's all she can do to hold back her tears. You didn't say anything. Your face is at all. Thank you. You've more than exceeded my expectations today. It's Tamora. I'll be on it. Oh, attorney. Okay, wait. He's a defense attorney, then I don't know. Maybe Tamora can like also be a prosecutor then. Maybe. If she's attorney general, like she's a general attorney. I get maybe she can be prosecutor, but then what would she prosecute against though? Who knows? We'll see. When I realised that the murder weapon was evaporated, I thought the case was shot. I can't believe you were to turn that around. It was just luck. If we had used water, we would have been done for. It had nothing to do with luck. You were able to deduce what liquid was used, and you did that just by looking at a few shards of broken glass. Your skills of deduction never cease to amaze me. I mean, technically, but we also did some mind magic to him. That's not exactly true. Okay, fair play. You don't take credit. With Celeste there, you can't tell her about your new ability. You're all quite lively. There's no need for such hostility. Though, I wouldn't expect any less from the Hound of the Eye Taker. Okay. Hound the Eye Taker. Okay, cool. There's like something going on with eyes. Then, we'll see. We had cheats, essentially. Wait, what does she mean by that? You glance at Miss Tamora, but when she meets your gaze, she immediately looks away. She looks like she's focusing, as if to protect herself from a certain eye. Okay, I see. Maybe like she's like eye transplant. Lo, Tyrion, here's some eyes of Horus. Is Eye of Horus though? It's single eye. Yeah, Horus is normally like one eye, isn't it? Yeah, Eye of Horus is one eye in like general. Okay, to be honest, based on like Blue Archive, Blue Archive also uses like Eye of Horus as a thing as well. And yeah, this is meant to be like one eye. I must admit, I was hoping to test my blade against you directly. However, your prodigy proved to be a worthy adversary. Thank you? Is this some kind of game to you? You talk about trials as if there's some kind of competition. Your action almost condemned an innocent woman to death. Our system operates by having two powers of opposition. When those two powers are balanced, justice prevails. Okay, yeah, you're already like... Arya is already like... Justice, like, she's already like fair. She's already like in the state where she's not like going for 100% win rate record. She's already like that. So I'm curious to see where we go with Arya then. Like, she's not, like, her prosecution method isn't like mired by I must win or I must protect nobility. Make no mistake, your victory today was just a system working as intended. Ha! Working as intended. You know very well our system only exists to protect you people. I know. Yeah, so yeah, she's already chill. Arya is chill already. In any case, it looks like we'll be facing each other more frequently in the future. I look forward to doing battle with you again, Tyrion Cuthbert. What a strange girl. Well, that kind of killed the mood, didn't it? Not at all. We should celebrate. Oh, what do you have in mind? There's an amazing restaurant in the upper quarter of our capital city. They usually only serve normals, but they let anyone in if they have enough gold. Wait, do we have enough gold? Of course we do. Don't worry about the details. I'll handle everything. Wait, just how much money does Miss Tamora make? And so began my journey into the world of law and magic. Our justice system is rotten to its core, and I have many trials ahead. Only chill because you didn't get scammed. Ha! 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 True. She hasn't had like any like big like foundation shaking event happen to her, it seems. Well, in court at least. It was her first trial as well. Our justice system is run to its core, and I have many trials ahead. Regardless, I'll keep fighting on and get justice for every one of my clients. Episode end. This feeling, I knew it. His radiant soul was awakened. I can't believe it. I've been waiting for so long. I can't wait for the day when I can see his eyes draped in agony. Okay, that's probably the mysterious person we saw earlier. But the situation is opposite. True. Alright. Okay, case 2. Okay, I love that we can just select the future cases without playing through it. But it's just the game's formatting is like, I guess a bit weird. Okay, case 2, The Walking Dead. Okay, yeah, case 3, obviously we learn about Horus in case 3 then, based on the title. What's it called? I think it's better to like do one case per stream then, I assume. From what I know with the game, because I don't think, based on like this case 1, it took like 3.5 hours to get through. If we're assuming the same length, let's say 3.5 roughly. 3.5 times 5 is, let's see, 3.5 times 5. I mean, that's easy maths, but whatever. That's like 17.5 hours. I'm gonna assume maybe there's like a case that takes like 5 hours or so. So yeah, maybe there'll be a 5-hour case or like 4-hour case at least. Yeah. But judging by time length, you won't be able to keep it consistent anyway. Ha. Nah, I think you'll be safer like this. I mean, there's only like 5 cases. There's only 5 cases, I think, based on the usual format. I don't want to look ahead just in case the case. I don't think it would, because that'd be silly, because they just let us see everything at once like this. But I think I think it's better to do like one case per stream, because I know the cases in this game, they're not as long as Ace Attorney cases. Like, they're not like 8 hours long, 10 hours long cases. From what I've read in the reviews, they're not as long. So I think it's safer. It's safer to do for one power the best of the bunch. Okay, yeah, there's 5 cases then. Yeah, looking forward to it. I think, yeah. Also, just so that like, if I have to stop a case midway, it's not interrupted. Like, okay, what the hell happened here again? But it's you. Ha. I mean, maybe like it might be like plus 1 hour, so even more of a reason to keep it like one case per stream. Probably that's probably the safest way to go about it. One case per stream would be nice, yeah. It's like so it's like everyone here is on the same page of the case as well, and it's not like, oh whoops, I missed last stream. What are we doing now? I think it's safer that way, yeah. Let's see. There's no gallery here, is there? No. I need to figure out what I do for this art for the what's it called? For the thumbnails. This is crowdfunders. There's no gallery function though, unfortunately. Okay, cool. Alright, cool, yeah. We'll call it here then for... We'll do... Let's see. We'll start something else next week as well. I think we'll start an RPG Maker game next week as well. This game, if it's 5 cases, it shouldn't take too long to complete either. It's like 5 streams, give or take, essentially. But yeah, 5 streams, 5 cases. 5 episodes, 5 streams. Alright. Next week we'll start something new as well. We'll start... Let's see. We'll start an RPG... I think an RPG Maker game. Unless I change my mind and go for something less text heavy. Not text heavy, more like... Well, I speak a lot on stream anyway. It's the same thing. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, because if like based on this case, like being 3.5 hours, if I do push it, we probably won't finish. We probably won't finish the first case anyway. The second episode, the second case anyway. It'll probably be like, yeah, I'll be pushing for time by that point. It's cool. But yeah, next week is another week. I'll try to do at least two of these next week at least. So that means, yeah, that's perfect then. We can complete this within 2 weeks. Let me check my schedule, as in what's happening. When is that happening again? Oh wait, hold on. Let me just check when something's happening. When is that happening? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine then, yeah. We have next week and the week after. That's chill. Cool. Let's chill. Because, yeah, I have a weekend-ish where I'm not around. I'm not around on, let's see, 2 weeks, the weekend in 2 weeks' time. So, but it's fine. It's chill. I have something going on. But it's chill. Alright, cool. That'll be for today then, yeah. 3.5 hours. It's a short stream, but for the sake of not cramming the second case. Okay, let me just see if it's actually a big spoiler. If I scroll down, I don't think it is. There's like 5 cases. That's fine, whatever. We'll look at it when we get there. We'll look at it when we get there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so more Tyrion Cuthbert next week, and we'll maybe starting RPG Maker game next week as well, or we'll see what I decide to do. It's not gonna be anything long though, not anything too long at least. as in like not as long as Persona. And Persona, the DLC for that will come out September as well. So I want to play Aegis DLC, so that'll be in the future though. There's also Talos Principle again at some point, but I wanted a break from the puzzles. But yeah, so far the game's pretty neat. It's a bit less whimsy compared. There's like a bit less whimsy compared to Ace Attorney. Like it's more serious, I guess. Like there's still like what's it called? Like with Garrick, like he had some like anime, like you know, like dramatic posing and stuff, but there's not as much whimsy so far. We'll see if there's more whimsy down the line. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's more of a straightforward and serious tone, let's say. And also like I don't know, I'm curious about Aria because like usually very like usually based on Ace Attorney, I mean, there's like, you know, prosecutor character development, but for the most part it tends to be like whether like we discover something wrong with their philosophy or like something in their past. What I'm most right now with Aria is that we don't know why she's a prosecutor because she comes from nobility, and it's not common for her to take the role, for someone in nobility to take that role, so we shall see. Also, like, what's it called? Our mentor character in this case is suspicious and not good, and I don't know. She might be a villain one day, who knows? We'll see what twists this game has to offer as well. We'll see. Okay, cool. I'm stalling. Cool. That'll be for today, and take care. Schedule coming soonish. I need to see how my week's looking. But yeah, alright, take care, and more of this next time. Well, not next time, we'll see. Sometime next week. Cool. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.